I'm Andrea Biaggi, and Mike is muted at the moment.
Well, that was fun. So I am not Sean Seacrease. I also did not unmute my mic. So welcome to the Modern Streamers League, Singleton Week, night number 2, Wednesday edition. I am joined here by Cat Light and Andrea Biaggi.
Biaggi, correct.
I got it. I mean, I did not get it when I was muted, so much better here. So I would like to start off by saying, if you guys did not watch the previous night, I just want to boast a little bit that Team Ice did, for the first time, win a Monday match against Team Fire. So, as recompense, we now have 2 Team Fire representatives here on the cast, on the stream, ready to cheer on their teammates, including we have a player playing tonight as well. So the big things I want to start off by is I want to thank our sponsors, and I want to thank everybody who's watching right now. Our sponsors, which are located right below, are Card Hoarder and Card Kingdom. Now, as someone who helped set those up, I'm really proud that we are sponsored. This league is sponsored by groups that I actually use, companies I actually use. My Amulet Titan deck in paper, I purchased that from Card Kingdom. My Amulet Titan deck online, I purchased that from Card Hoarder. That is a lot of money. I love their service. I love how fast everything goes. So that is one reason why I reached out to them to see if they would sponsor this league, because they are actual vendors I use. And I feel like that's the biggest endorsement someone can give, is actually having the vendors they actually use. Now, this entire league is built around raising awareness and raising money for charity. The 2 charities we have is Team Ice is representing the Cancer Research Institute. Directly below, you can actually click that link, learn more about it, but they are trying to end cancer all around the world. This is a global effort to stop the threat that is cancer. The other charity, would one of you like to talk about? Kat? The A21 Team Fire charity. We have a Team Fire representative here.
I am an awful teammate, and I was not involved in the decision on the charity because I was really busy.
Called out here. So
I can explain.
Okay, Andrea.
A21 is a charity that prevents and wants to stop human trafficking all around the world.
Both great causes, both great teams. We are very, very close, neck and neck right now. Team Ice won Week 1, 6-4. Team Fire won Week 2, 6-4. And right now, Team Ice is winning this week 3-2. So we'll have to see how this plays out, but these teams are very, very even. This is a lot of fun. So I would like to start off here with a forecast of doom, prepping our first match. So let's get right to it. Match number 1 is Capolo, who is our special guest tonight, against Sspiderspace. Now, this is a mono-black devotion deck against an artifact-based deck. Looking over these deck lists, I'm a little bit concerned for Andrea's deck because I feel like he doesn't have any artifact removal, and he's facing an artifact-centric Urza deck, which is really, really troublesome. Now, if you actually look over post board, what can he do? He really can't do much because his deck is super grindy, very, very efficient, but he doesn't have any combo to just close and end the game. Now, Sspiderspace, on the other hand, he has a lot of non-creature permanents which Capolo cannot really interact with. Those are the key cards, because any of his creature threats, Capolo has plenty of ways to kill. But the non-creature artifacts and all those 2-for-1s like Urza, that is the key of the game. So, let's jump right into it, and let's see how this plays out. So,
Capolo waving to us, hello! And I am really interested to see how this plays out, because I do think that they have, he has some, discard interaction, but as we were talking about before, the mono black clock compared to all of these artifacts just isn't really good enough. Like, if you could pick a deck that you really want to play against as that artifact deck, it would probably be mono black devotion.
Yes. Black does not have a great way to deal with artifacts. You look at this hand is a little slow. He has a removal spell which unfortunately, Ultimate Price isn't actually even that good against a lot of artifacts. But Primal Command seems to be the key here, to the key with this hand.
Oh yeah, Profane. Can you remind us of what Profane Command does?
It's an X modal spell, X black black. You choose to, a player loses, oh, there he goes, loses X life, return a creature with converted mana cost X or less from your graveyard to hand. You can give a creature Fear, which is an older mechanic.
Okay.
And you can give a creature -X/-X. So you choose to, so you can kill a creature and gain some life, and you can, usually it's a reanimate removal spell.
Oh, he gets to convert this into a Stone Rain. It's good stuff. Good tempo play.
That was key. A big thing I learned while playing and tuning with Singleton is that the mana bases are really much more vulnerable. That's really kind of where I started my deck, because of the mana base out, and I think that's probably why Capolo stuck with mono black, because he had such a solid mana base.
It's definitely a draw towards the deck. I chose to play Jeskai because I didn't really care and I just wanted something sick, and I did.
And you won, and you were rewarded for that. So there is one of the non-creature permanents I was talking about, a ramp spell, kind of to make up for that extra land and to fix Sspiderspace's mana base here. You can see right there, he doesn't have too many colored sources, so losing Mutavault was a little rough, but he didn't actually affect his colored sources there.
Not at all. But yeah, modern Frogmite staple, or modern staple Frogmite.
I remember when Frogmite was a terror upon the land, and now just a 2/2 is not very scary when you compare it to something like Hogak or Thing in the Ice.
Yeah. Isn't it a card that's pretty popular in Pauper?
I think it is, yeah.
The mono blue Delver deck in Pauper, I think, plays a lot of Frogmites.
Disciple of the Vault, I'd forgotten that was modern legal, because I've never seen it played. But that is a really powerful card that Inquisition just pulled right there.
Yes, definitely. And if I remember correctly, I think the Affinity deck has the combo, the Thopter combo in it.
It absolutely does. Anybody who's looking for deck lists, directly below the Twitch page, you can click the link in all of the deck lists, Singleton and non-Singleton, because next week we will be returning to normal modern programming with a normal modern host. But all the deck lists are right there below.
I'm interested to see what he will get, what Capolo will get here. What in his mono black deck would be good against what he's doing? I'm not really sure.
I mean, Phyrexian Obliterator's a beater, but it doesn't really do much here. That's his best. That's really his best threat, but it doesn't even.
His opponent does have a Gal Blast in hand as his only removal, so maybe Obliterator could be an interesting choice there. But, what did he end up getting? Did we see? Well, I guess we'll see next turn. We'll find out together.
His fingers. So Capolo just mentioned in chat he thinks he should have taken the Galvanic Blast instead of the Disciple of Vault. Galvanic Blast can kill that Liliana, so that is a real condition here. Yep. Because that Liliana right now is Capolo's only threat. Yep. And then Galvanic Blast can finish that off.
Didn't even need Middlecraft.
Nope.
Oh, he got a Thoughtseize. Sure.
Thoughtseize can get Frenzy. So that Profane Command is really, really powerful. It just unfortunately doesn't do much here because there's no creatures in his bin. It is a removal spell, but again, Capolo has plenty of creature removal spells in his deck. It's really those non-creature permanents he has to worry about.
Yeah, it turns out artifacts or enchantments aren't well removed by black at all.
Yep, neither are artifacts.
No.
So on Sspiderspace's side, if he gets a Thopter Foundry, this game is over. Because that Thopter Foundry combo can go for a very long time. It is very fair. He's only going to gain like only 4 or 5 Thopters a turn and 4 or 5 life, but that should be able to overwhelm the 1-for-1 removal from Capolo. That Ultimate Price looks really bad in hand right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, isn't it? So if it's a
mono-colored creature. And,
so if it's not colored, it just doesn't do it?
Correct.
Oh, never done that. I just didn't know that interaction because turns out Ultimate Price isn't played in Modern. So.
Well, normally we have much better options here.
Yes.
So here again, he has plenty of answers for creatures, with that Profane command being a Fireball to the face and a Myr Enforcer killer. And hopefully that Phyrexian Arena can draw Capolo into a threat here.
He's a nice healthy life total of 18, so we have plenty of time.
Again, unless Sspiderspace rips Thopter Foundry off the top.
Yeah, then we're probably just dead.
Yeah, especially since the Fireball effect has already happened.
Capolo's face looks not very... Oh, no.
Yeah. Well, that does hit that. Nice.
We actually have an ultimate price target. Heck yes.
Maybe the 1 or 2 potential targets in the deck right now. That is awesome.
I believe in you, Capolo. I believe in you. I don't know if I believe in your deck, but I believe in you.
We have another mono-colored deck coming up. I believe Sodek is running mono-red deck wins, so that should be interesting and fun to see.
I think if you mean by fun, you mean like just like watching burn decks, then sure, fun.
On Arena, I actually play. I'm a free-to-play Arena player, so I play red deck wins. So that is my. I never play red deck in Modern. I'm not a burn player, but on Arena, my free-to-play account has a bunch of basic mountains in it. There we go. That can do some work.
On Arena, I was playing the mono black deck for a while until I just gave up on playing Arena.
I may be one of the few people who actually prefers MTGO.
I just play Modern, so I'm forced to play Magic Online.
I feel like Arena kind of dumbs it down a little bit, and I could take more control over things like I do have on MTGO, but I just like being able to respond to everything like you can on MTGO.
Yeah, those 2 nice draws from... I don't think we're going to find a target for that one. No. This Ballista could get pretty big, though.
Go for the Throat can hit Urza, right? Isn't that the only target in the deck that Go for the Throat could probably hit? Because Go
for the Throat can hit Urza and Psy.
But Psy's already...
Which he already got rid of Psy.
So just Urza.
So, yes.
Walking Ballista was a pretty good draw, though.
Oh, it could also hit Brood Star.
That terrible affinity creature.
Or Atog. This deck also has Atog. This deck is sick. Oh, there's also a Goblin Engineer. So there's like 3 more targets for Go for the Throat.
Man, that took a lot away from that Ballista. Interesting he chose to effectively sacrifice the Ballista right there and then just have to deal with the Ravager, as opposed to waiting around and then pump up the Ballista with that Cabal Stronghold mana ramp strategy.
I feel like the likelihood of him drawing like an artifact is shaking his head at the camera. The likelihood of him drawing another artifact and just having to do it anyways is there. I'm not... Capolo, would you like to add insight onto why you chose to do it right there in chat?
Because he did kill the land, and that was a free kill effectively, but he did lose his only threat in play, and that's the only reason why I hesitate about that line, is because he did lose the only threat he had. You can't block this guy, that's correct. Yep, so I guess he wanted to take advantage of buying as much time as possible. He does have the advantage of that Phyrexian Arena to effectively draw him out of problems. Ooh, Extort seems pretty good here.
What's the Extort ability on that creature?
I believe it's when you cast, is it Future or that one? You can pay an extra mana. That's what Extort is, correct? Let me
I thought Extort was sack a creature.
I thought that was the other one. So, Extort's a triggered ability. Whenever you cast a spell, you can pay white or black. If you do, each opponent loses a life and you gain life. So, it's all of his future spells will cost... In fact, he can pay 1 more to make them into drain effects. Mini lightning helixes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Capolo, Crypt Ghast is 2 words, not 1. English is hard. So I don't know what... I honestly think he has to take that there because that Crypt Ghast is really the best out he has. But if he can draw multiple cards per turn and kind of trigger that extort, I think that is the best thing he can do.
Yeah. He just needs to buy time at this point. I agree.
An extort being a 1 damage kind of helix effect. Very importantly, heals him in the situation, but also really importantly is an extra clock because he needs to clock his opponent. I know he has inevitability with the now Underworld and with the Phyrexian Arena, but he still needs to close out this game.
Hangerback Walker was a very good draw. It was a very good ground blocker.
10 mana, wow.
For 5 mana, or 15. How big is this?
So that's going to be a 7/7 Hangerback Walker with an extort 1. Wow, that can completely change this game.
Alright, who needs to remove artifacts? We can just block them.
Yep. And interestingly enough, that actually can also block the Etched Champion, which has protection from all colors. So that gives him a large amount of inevitability.
I wonder what Sspiderspace... Opto Foundry.
That's not good there.
I think that's,
The Flyers are the death of this mono black deck because I think Capolo just locked up the ground game, but without a way to sacrifice or kill Hangerback Walker, he can't have any Flyers in play.
Yeah, that is not great for us.
Although he now has a Griselbrand. That was a fantastic draw. All right.
All right. I see. That was nuts. Okay. 2 flying threats in a row.
And depending on... he should have a ton of mana here. I'm not going to do the math. We'll see what it is in a second. But he should be able to extort twice as well. Yep. He can also... Here's a big smile. He can also cast Disfigure as a surprise kill a Thopter that's flying in to kill him. And if he casts 2, he can actually get that free extort. That extort is doing a lot of work here.
Yeah, it is. And this is how Griselbrand is meant to be cast. We hard cast it. Right? This is fun, fair magic.
8 mana. Who'd have thunk in Modern hard casting Griselbrand with actual lands in play, not with Simian Spirit Guide, rituals, none of that. Wow.
This is good, clean, fair Griselbrand magic.
I love this Singleton format because you get to see stuff that you just don't see anywhere else. It was a lot of fun to prep, it was a lot of fun to brew, and it's a lot of fun to play.
I agree. It was a lot of fun, like going through different Singleton lists. I have a friend, Jake Dahlman, who actually plays Modern Singleton, who built my deck for me. Well, he sent me 10 decks and was like, pick the one you want to do. And I was like, I want to do the sweet Jeskai deck, Jeskai combos. So it's it was super, super fun.
And for those of you who remember, Kat was actually able to stabilize at 1 life in game 1 and a very low life total also was that game 2? And then come away with a victory, just like every control deck wants to do, coming away and winning when you have almost no life.
Winning at 1 life is a different kind of high.
That's why in Modern right now, Gut Shot and Lava Dart are so scary.
Yes. Yes, they are.
As a Phoenix player yourself, you know how powerful Lava Dart can be.
I do. I like that card a lot. I got to play that card again this week. Can't spoilers. Can't spoil. All right. Let's see.
Drawing 3 cards per turn is fantastic. Pack-Rat might have been the best possible draw there. He still has the Griselbrand to slow down the Flyers. Ooh, I don't know if I like this attack. He's not going to gain life.
Yeah, I think that this attack was...
Yeah, because not being able to gain... I guess he, as a block, wouldn't have gained life either, because then Sspiderspace could have just sacrificed the one then. So I guess it didn't really do anything either way, unfortunately.
Well, if you're blocking, right, it's still saving 1 damage, while in this one you're just not saving any.
Correct. The problem with Pack Rat is that ability does not trigger Extort.
That's true.
The problem with putting a bunch of creatures in play for very little cost that get bigger and bigger for every single one in play. Pack Rat was a bane for standard back in, was that Theros block with Thoughtseize, turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 Pack Rat.
You just play like Bioblight?
Mm-hmm.
Was the card the Pack Rat Gotcha card?
Yes. Oh, here comes an Edict effect, which again doesn't do much with this Thopter Sword of the Meek combo here.
He could Edict himself and sacrifice the Hangerback Walker.
I do like that.
Which I think is what he's going to do here.
He needed a way to get rid of that Hangerback Walker, and now he's got it. Just don't misclick.
I like this a lot.
Don't misclick. That was a really good line.
I think that was actually a sick line. I like that a lot.
That Arcbound Ravager can just get so big here.
We can chump block for days.
I really feel like the difference here is going to be that Extort mechanic, because these players are at 9 life and 7 life right now. But a big difference is that Capolo has drawn 8 more cards.
Yeah, he's drawn a lot of cards. They do have a lot. I don't know if the Extort mechanic though can race the Thopter Foundry. I don't think it can. I think it
keep maybe a little bit of no, not even at parity.
It can give you like some padding, but it's not going to race. They're just going to gain too much life, and you can't really attack them effectively until you just get wide enough. Which they just.
So
that's just
what Capolo needs is another giant fireball effect. Like if he had that profane command right now, Sspiderspace would just be dead with how much mana he's able to make with that Cabal Stronghold. So if he has another effect like that, Merchant.
Yeah. He also, Capolo just said in the chat, he needs to find, Grey Merchant.
Gary.
Oh yeah, that's the lovely term. I didn't play Magic during those times, but I've heard horror stories of Gary.
He was a very scary card. Ooh.
So we can cast 2 sides of this and extort twice, right? Because it's 3 and then 4 at 7, so it'd be 9 to extort. And we have a million mana, approximately.
I think he has to kill that Ravager. I think he's correct here.
Oh, I definitely agree with this.
Still not having a way to remove either to interact with a graveyard or to remove the Thopter is really, really rough here. Yeah, Night Veil Spectre here. This just looks like Theros standard with a bunch of modern cards thrown in. This is pretty sweet. The real question is here, is it better to make another Pack Rat, or is it better to Collective Brutality? Brutality can drain, I guess, but...
You can drain for 3, gain 3. It's like medium.
I think it's better to put 2 Pack Rats in play, which would not only add 2 bodies, so you can maybe swing for a lethal attack, but also increase the size of those each to 5/5s. That would be adding 16 power to play?
Did he not kill the Ravager, or...
Well, I guess he didn't. Welding Jar was in play, right? Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah, I think I would, at this point, discard those 2 cards, just make a bunch of Pack Rats and try to swing for 1 giant lethal attack.
I like this plan a lot. I think that is our actual only plan.
Especially with the ability to draw 3 cards per turn and with plenty of mana, being able to make 3 Pack Rats a turn is not quite as fast as how many Thopters Sspiderspace can make, but those will be very big and will force jump blocks. And being able to keep back Grizzlebrand and Night Veil and all those Thopters to block might actually be able to gain some incremental advantage here. Oh, looks like
Is he just gonna kill a Thopter, probably?
Yeah.
And not make a Pack Rat? He probably did some sort of blocking math that I have not done.
I mean, this way he is gaining 3 life. This is Lightning Helix to the face here.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot there's like this animation module too.
Yeah, those non-creature permanents are absolutely wrecking.
This artifact deck was made to not lose the long game. That's
Correct.
for sure. I figured you did a lot of math, Kapalo. I just didn't also want to do it. I wasn't going to reinvent the wheel there. It was clear you did it.
We're doing commentary. We're not here. We're not. We didn't bring our textbooks or calculators.
I'm not checking math.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to draw 7.
Wow. That's why he did it. He wanted to drain 3 so he could draw 7.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Now I'm seeing the math come around.
Now he can do 7 more pack rats, which is such a large number of pack rats. I did the math for you guys what adding 2 more pack rats would have been. I think it was 16 power. I'm not doing the math what adding 7 would be. Someone else can do that. Here's also another removal spell for Arcbound Ravager.
So we can also extort on, which is nice.
And Awaken, right? Yes.
Oh, it's Ruinous Path. Okay, that card was in standard when I started playing Magic. I should have recognized it. I remember it was really annoying.
If that card was an instant, I think it would see play in Modern.
Probably having the upsides really nice.
As a one of in like a hungry like Esper control deck.
I could see that.
It'd be really good in a control mirror. Instant speed, get a build your own Celestial Colonnade, destroy their Teferi. I'm also a fan of really janky one-ofs.
Alright. This is going to be a lot of... so she's going to sacrifice the Ravager to the Thopter Foundry, put all those counters on one of the Thopters.
Mm-hmm.
Which, does that counter the Ruinous Path?
Oh, that might. Yeah. Nope, it does not.
Nope, because there's still a target in the Awaken.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. Another interaction that I did not know. So, learning a lot tonight.
The more you know. Ooh, Nykthos is a really good land here. I don't know if he needs extra mana, but...
It is, but it's definitely good for pack rats. But I think at this point we can make as many pack rats as we possibly want.
I hope somebody in chat clips this, because this is a ridiculous moment right here. We have semi-infinite Thopter Foundry, right, against semi-infinite pack rat. Like, which one will win? We have 3 pack rats a turn, or more, against however much land, 2, 4, 5 Thopters a turn. This is crazy.
This is wild. This is something you don't actually see in for copy Modern, regular Modern, because we're all busy putting Hogaks and Phoenixes into play. But this is sick Magic.
And Prime Times. Although Prime Time is not very good right now.
No.
Very good against, I think is it Phoenix deck, and I think it's also very good against Control, but it is not good against a free 8/8 trample.
Correct. Turns out that 8/8 trample is bigger than your Prime Time.
I still can't believe that Hogak is not only the largest creature in the format, has evasion, is recastable from the graveyard, which most creatures don't come back to life after they die. Also costs 0 mana. All those things seems a bit much to me when I start evaluating cards, but...
Every time my Hogak opponent put a Hogak into play, I realized that Yamakiller is cost 7 mana and is a 5/5.
No trample, no...
Nothing, just a vanilla 5/5.
Yeah. By the way,
and it's powerful in Modern.
Yamakiller, people talked about banning that for a little while in Modern, back when Grixis Death Shadow was taking over. Death Shadow and Yamakiller were redefining the removal that package that people were playing, because back then people were on Fatal Push, and Yamakiller dodged Fatal Push by also being a giant, one of the largest creatures in the format as well, and being 3/3 smaller and not having trample, but costing the same amount of mana as Hogak, is a little ridiculous.
It's just nuts. They were just like, this is reasonable. This is a 7 mana 8/8 that for all these things, but wait, you can't use mana. That's a legit downside.
Yes,
Don't worry.
Yes. If Hogak was, I've been saying this for a little while. If Hogak was a 4/4, I think it'd be okay. Like, because then it'd be like, oh, your Thought-Knot Seer sized. Reality Smasher would still be bigger. Wormcoil would be bigger. Primetime would be bigger. Gurmag Angler would still see some play, but instead,
Yep.
Gurmag Angler isn't going to see play anymore when you have this Hogak option.
Yeah, it just like pushes. It's just too good. I can't go on my rant. It's just very frustrating. I'm going in and out. I'm back.
Yeah, that was just a second. I don't know what that was. Let's blame Skype.
Yes.
So this Liliana had two real options there, plussing to remove a Thopter to buy himself a little bit more time, or -2ing and digging for that Gary, that Gray Merchant, which would just win the game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you're fading in and out here. Hopefully your connection's okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to try to keep talking and hoping it goes in and out, and I can check it on the next break. I don't know. But,
Erebos is pretty good here. Again, another option to draw even more cards per turn. 16 cards left in Capolo's deck. He just needs to find Gray Merchant before this game is over.
agreed. And like being able to put all these pack cards in there, he's putting himself in the best spot to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And you can see Sspiderspace here is trying to gain as much life as possible off that Thopter Foundry before Erebos sticks. Because Erebos is a unique enchantment creature. Again, another Theros staple here. This has been an unbelievably wild match.
Agreed. This is... I don't even know how... I have to look at their sideboards in a second to see how they're actually going to sideboard, because this has just been a very grindy match of Magic.
I believe Capolo has a Singleton, obviously, Leyline of the Void, and Leyline of the Void actually seems pretty good here, just to be able to stop this Thopter Foundry combo. And again, these are Singleton lists, so the fact that Sspiderspace is able to build his combo here is a little unique and a little kind of special. And I doubt he may be able to do it again, but at the same time, you just auto lose to it from Capolo's side, and he would have won this game so long ago without those two cards on Sspiderspace's side.
Yeah, definitely agree. It does help that Sspiderspace has cards like I thought I saw like then Inventor's Fair, and I thought I saw a Whir of Invention, and cards like that, so that he actually has tutors to be able to be more consistent.
Right. So two really good lines of victory I see here are ulting either of the Lilianas. I think that would win Capolo the game, because if he can Edict and wipe, basically he could permanently remove that just getting rid of Thopter Foundry by itself to stop this flood of 1/1s. I think could do a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm surprised that well, I guess. Oh yeah, I was about to say, like, I'm surprised that he didn't -2 Liliana to get back Ballista, but that was pointed out in the chat, and Capolo realized that he just missed that line. I've definitely had moments where I forgot Liliana had a minus.
I was just thinking of digging for Gary with that -2, but yeah, that honestly, either getting a Hangerback Walker or a Walking Ballista would be very good there, but Walking Ballista with all this mana would just win the game on the spot. Oh, unfortunately,
No!
Sspiderspace has drawn his burn spell. Quick. Lose 7 life to draw 7 cards. Go out in style, Capolo. Go out in style.
Somebody... Yeah, that was a good match. That was intense.
Yes. That was
He drew so many cards.
that was one of the longest game ones I've seen in a very long time, and it could have gone either way at that point.
Yeah,
So,
that was amazing. That was very nice Magic.
yes. So obviously siding out all of those creature removal spells that don't do anything here.
Yeah, our ultimate price definitely coming out. I think I like bringing in Ratchet Bomb a lot.
Yes.
I think it like can handle Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meat. Languish, maybe, probably.
I like
wipes.
Languish. I also like the Damnation he has. I would bring in Leyline of the Void just to have some sort of grave hate. I'm interested
Because that
by...
combo is really what kills them.
Yep.
And it turns off all the modular stuff.
Yes. There is also, he doesn't have it in his deck here, but there is a black Scavenging Ooze card. I think it's called like Wretched something. It's a 2/2, it's black, and you can pay 1 mana to exile a card from a graveyard. I'm surprised that's not a sideboard inclusion here. Oh, Plague Engineer can do a lot of work.
Ooh, I like Plague Engineer a lot.
Oblivion Stone and Ratchet Bomb are coming in here.
These all make a lot of sense to me.
He cited out the Collective Brutality, which I absolutely agree with. I think he was down, I want to go back and check, but I think he was down to 14 cards left in his deck, like 14, 15 cards left in his deck, and he hadn't drawn that.
There was 14, yeah. Grey Merchant.
Yeah, Grey Merchant would have ended the game on the spot. I didn't do the math, but it was way higher than I think Sspiderspace was at 9. So that was a little bit of bad variance on Capolo's part. And as the chat pointed out, definitely a punt. And as you pointed out as well, on the not -2ing and grabbing that Ballista, which would have just won the game.
Yeah, that's frustrating looking back. But that's why we rewatch our matches, right? To learn.
Also, I wonder if earlier in the game, when Capolo used that Profane command to kill a creature, I was wondering if it would be better off saving that as a late game fireball, knowing, because this is an open deck list, knowing that his opponent is going to be able to win the long game. Trying to save something that can just deal 15 damage in one go. I wonder if that was a consideration. But
potentially, yeah. That's an interesting thought. I am not sure.
Let's see if I can fix your...
Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. But...
Yeah, you keep blinking in and out here. There's something going on with Skype. We'll have to fix it, like you said, during the break. Oh, there you are to normal size again. Alright, maybe I'll just stop messing with it.
Yeah, probably just one of those things where if it blinks around, we'll just pretend like it's not.
Everyone just gets to see the Flicker Wisp, Spirit Queen herself there, so... Oh, this is a good start by Sspiderspace with the Vault Scourge and a Welding Jar. But Pack Rat is an equally good start here. Especially since Pack Rat... Yeah, Pack Rat can get bigger than that Languish, so if he can make a bunch of 5/5 Pack Rats and then drop a Languish, that could be game.
Alright, let's see what... yeah, my face just does not want to cooperate. But... this Pack Rat, I have a feeling, is going to get out of control, for sure. Yeah, Flicker Wisp is an elemental, but it's fine. It's okay.
I think there's a card you can make. I think there's a card that you can make every creature card and a chosen card type in addition. So we can make it an honorary spirit for this occasion.
It does have flash if you have Aether Vial out. So.
Well, everything has flash. Aether Vial is such a busted card. Clearly one of the meta-defining cards in Modern.
Yeah, when Modern's as fast as it is, you have to cheat on mana to be able to survive. So.
I wonder if Sspiderspace is going to draw his Galvanic Blast because... Or actually, he didn't yet because he clearly would have killed that Pack Rat. But drawing a Galvanic Blast would have been a way to stop that Pack Rat.
Yeah, that would have been very good. Very good draw.
Mishra's Bauble, I love seeing that card in Modern. It's actually one of my favorite Modern cards. It's one of my favorite cantrips. I play Sultai, and I prefer that, as you'll see in my Sultai list. The last match tonight, I chose to play Mishra's Bauble over Serum Visions, over Thought Scour, over any blue cantrip, because I value the 0 mana cost, and I value the mana efficiency of it. It's just so efficient in terms of you don't have to if you have Serum Visions, you need a deck that can do a turn 1 blue source, which means you need to either shock or warp your mana base, potentially if you're not that blue. But Mishra's Bauble is a card which cantrips, and can oftentimes, card types do matter in Modern, and it doesn't cost anything, and it doesn't cost that turn 1 blue source.
Well, okay, so I have a lot of arguments with this. I think that Mishra's Bauble does have a cost, and the fact that it's not actually an opt, because you're not actually bottoming the card. So you're just making it like a 1 out of whatever it was before. Correct. You're not making it a 1 out of 1 less. I think that Serum Visions also lets you dig 2 cards deeper. And a lot of times that decks that really need a lot of consistency, like Shadow.
Yes.
And it ends up just being like filler. A lot of times it's just like a filler card that kind of helps you fix your draws and helps you have more explosive starts, but doesn't actually do that thing of truly helping with consistency. I think that is a flaw. A huge flaw in the card.
Sure.
Or like, and where you like put it in place of a cantrip. It's not a real cantrip.
I would not put it in Is It Phoenix, but I would put it in any Thoughtseize Goyf deck. Being able to peek at your opponent's top card before you Thoughtseize them, I think is such a valuable piece of information, because you get to know what their next draw is too. I just have a soft spot in my heart for Mishra's Bauble, because Abzan Traverse is one of my favorite all-time Modern decks, and a deck that I'm heavily considering playing in Season 2 of the Modern Streamers League.
I think that your love of interactive Magic in Modern is really cute. That is what I have to say about that in current Modern. But I do wish that Abzan Traverse was a really good deck, because that would be a Modern that I would actually want to play.
Yes.
So...
That was, at that point, that was when Grixis Death Shadow had really taken Grixis Death Shadow was tier 1. Right before Humans really became, Humans was the best deck in the format for a little while, in my opinion. But right before that, when Grixis Death Shadow was the best deck, and Hollow One was around, so the kind of like the big 3 was Shadow, Humans was on the rise, and Hollow One. Abzan Traverse, being able to make a 5/6 Tarmogoyf on turn 2 after a turn 1 of Disruption was just a sweet spot. But getting back to this match, this Phyrexian Obliterator is absolutely obliterating.
This is nice. This is very, very nice from Capallo. See if it manages to keep going. I definitely is good against this Ghirapur Ether Grid.
Yes.
And it is definitely a clock. That is for sure.
The Experimental Frenzy is a very, very real card here, because Capallo cannot remove it. So that could just draw... That has the potential of drawing Sspiderspace a bunch of artifacts off the top, which can make Ghirapur Ether Grid... All he has to do here is deal 7 damage, and Phyrexian Arena will do the rest.
True.
I mean, that would take 14 artifacts, so it's very, very slim chance. I don't think it's going to happen. But if he now he's a blocker.
Well, it would take what? 8 artifacts and a Gal Blast.
Yep.
Or 6 artifacts and a Gal Blast.
He has 3 artifacts in play. Everyone can hear. There's a very vocal cat that just entered my office.
I thought that was a baby.
No, that is a several-year-old cat at this point. He likes entering with dramatic flair. He just came in from hunting outside, and now he's... Yes, I see you. I'm aware of your presence. I acknowledge you. You are a superior hunter. I'm sure he caught a very large rodent, and he killed a baby rabbit the other day. It was kind of visceral. Nature is very metal.
Yeah. Let's see. So Capallo's got his Plague Engineer going, which is great. And an Obliterator.
Ornithopter's kind of the best possible blocker there, because it doesn't deal damage to the Obliterator, and Sspiderspace is going to fall to 1 here, but he gets to ping a little bit right before he does. Now he just needs a lucky top right here, and he can pull away with this right here. Otherwise, Capallo has it with that Phyrexian Obliterator, a very, very scary deck in kitchen table, a very scary card for kitchen table Magic.
Atog. Okay.
Okay. Well, he's got plenty of removal for that. So did Capolo just steal a game from this artifact deck? Wow.
That would be pretty sick.
I talked about in the forecast of Doom how not having any non-creature removal is really, really rough for Capolo here. There's no fog. There's no...
Oh, did he get the game? Okay.
Okay, it was a galvanic
Yes!
blast off the top. Was he slow rolling? Was Gabriel slow rolling there? He was not. So there you go. All right, so we are tied right now, 1-1, as we go back to boards, and Sspiderspace will be on the play to start game number 3.
I think my cat might have heard your... Yeah, it has been. I think my cat heard your cat because now she's down here. And she's crying. But this has been a fantastic match. Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to want to Skype at the end of this, so I'll have to keep the call on so they can... Okay, turn 1 Thoughtseize. I don't like this hand. Plenty of mana, but Whip of Erebos doesn't do...
This hand doesn't do anything. But maybe... Did he keep it?
He kept it. It does have enough mana, and this is a really slow format in Singleton. So... Oh, Disfigure does work right here. It gets around that welding jar.
That is very nice. But yeah, I like firing off the Thoughtseize first, and then having Disfigure. What is that? Shrapnel Blast?
Path, Galvanic Blast, and Steel Overseer. I think the Overseer is the take here because he did cut creature removal spells unless he's willing to keep that Arcbound Worker in play and just save that Disfigure for the Steel Overseer. If he takes Steel Overseer, then he's going to be disfiguring that Arcbound Worker. But that is a lot of burn in Spiderspace's hand.
That is a lot of burn.
So he took the Shrapnel Blast. Okay. Capolo wrote in the chat, never mulligan. Bajuka Bog, that is actually a very relevant card in this matchup. If he can get a timely Bajuka Bog taking out, well, now he can't wrap it back, but I was going to say a Sword of the Meek, that could do a lot of work.
That is true. Especially if he's also running Goblin Engineer, so that normally takes setup. Speaking about timely played at random. I love it.
So Spiderspace is really locked out on lands here. Just with that Academy Ruins, he's got 5 cards in hand, but only 1 mana. There we go, his second land. This is turn 4 and only 2 lands in play. Okay, there's that Steel Overseer that we knew about.
We'll be getting rid of that.
Don't misclick.
Yep.
Because at that point, you'll just be making a larger Steel Overseer.
That would be very awkward. This is so many lands. Please don't. Okay.
Well, Whip of Erebos will be very good late in the game, giving all creatures lifelink on Capolo's side. I feel like that could help. Like, that would have helped a lot game number 1 if he could have swung with his team and still been around.
Yes, I agree.
We're going to see a Welding Jar saving the Ravager. We are. Okay.
What is the ability on Whip of Erebos? Does somebody want to look up the Whip of Erebos in the chat for me?
You pay 4 mana, and you can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, and exile it at the end. So basically, like, it's a postmortem lunge effect for 4.
Okay.
But the more relevant text on it right now, and I think for this particular matchup, is that every creature he has will have lifelink.
Oh, that seems very relevant. I think we just take this, right? Yep. Yeah, we want this.
So this
Crypt Gas very badly.
Spiderspace missed his missing land drops really hard, but the opposite is happening for Capolo. Yeah. So if Capolo keeps drawing nothing, then he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here.
Stone Cold Nothing. Yep.
Well, the good news, he now has a 2/2 lifelink.
That is a blocker. Hi, Mikey. What's up? I've heard about the DC Whip, but I didn't play during that time. But I've heard it was a sick deck.
Yes. Honestly, just being able to repeated reanimate effects are very, very powerful. I think something that gives it haste, too. It was really cool just to take advantage of enter the battlefield triggers and get some incremental... It was kind of like a pod deck, but
using the graveyard instead?
Right.
Interesting. It's definitely interesting.
I liked it a lot. That was back when I liked Standard a lot more than I do now. Now I'm pretty much a modern-only type of player. With that little bit of mono-red burn I was talking about with on Arena.
Yeah, I play... sometimes I play Standard, but only really when I have to. I haven't really been enjoying it.
My last big foray into Standard was at the SCG Invitational in the winter, and I brought Green Black Rock, which was like the Golgari mid-range was the big deck back then. And
I also played that deck.
I did really well on the modern portion in day one. I only lost with my Druid deck to Caleb Schur, and then in Standard, I was like, okay, I just need to win, like, I think it was like 2 matches with Standard, I'll be fine. And I kept either I would keep 2 land hands and either only draw lands or draw no lands for the rest of the game and be like, so I gave up on Standard for a very long time. It was a very bitter moment to me that I regret a little bit, but I did quit Standard.
I also had that same issue with the deck and didn't really enjoy it. And then I started playing Mono Blue again, and it was so much better. I loved Mono Blue.
So that Academy Ruins rebuying the Steel Overseer is really going to tax Capolo's removal spells here. I just don't know if that'll be enough here.
This is just looking rough for Capolo. He's just drawn too many lands.
And he did side out creature removal spells, so he doesn't actually have that many answers in his deck right now to that Steel Overseer, aside from a Languish or a Damnation. If that Steel Overseer gets to untap 1 or maybe even 2 times, this game might be over.
This game will be over, yeah. But I think if we can draw like a sweeper with this whip, that will be favored, right?
Yes. Well, the whip can't draw a sweeper. It can only...
I'm saying if we draw a sweeper, then we have the whip to get back our own creatures.
Correct, yep. So he just is able to cheat out a little bit of 2 life right there. Sspiderspace, interestingly enough, is at 3 life, so that attack was pretty brutal.
So we could also like block with this Gray Merchant, right? And then like whip it back.
Yes, that would be lethal. Actually, yeah, that would be 4. That would be exactly lethal. A Walking Ballista would be lethal for Capolo's end. That Profane Command that we saw game 1 would clearly be able to deal now 2 damage against Sspiderspace. So there's plenty of outs that Capolo still has, but in general board state, I think he's slowly falling behind. Yes,
I agree. But definitely lots of outs and lots of ways to make this work.
Yes. This is going to be really interesting how this plays out, because Capolo is 100% drawing off the top of his deck, while Sspiderspace is able to rebuy. Like, he can just ping Walking Ballista and then keep rebuying Walking Ballista or Arcbound Ravager. Actually, because of that Arcbound Ravager, Gray Merchant isn't even going to die. Sspiderspace can float the modular triggers over to the Walking Ballista, so Gray Merchant, they won't even trade, which means he can't whip back that Gray Merchant for lethal.
Yeah. But instead we're gonna... Oh, is this just lethal? 1. So he's at 12.
Oh, yep. With that Walking Ballista moving all those counters over.
9. Oh no, this is just lethal.
You can see...
It's like watching a Hardened Scales... It's like watching a Hardened Scales line.
Yep, Capolo just typed into the chat. He said you can just see whatever he typed in. It was probably a classy guy he is, probably just typing good game to Sspiderspace. That was a well played. You're absolutely right. That did look just like Hardened Scales.
That was nuts.
I'll have to get ready against Hardened Scales. I'm playing Yamakiller, Gal, in week 4 next week. Okay. So Sspiderspace won the match. Oh no, Capolo.
Oh, baseball.
All right, let's bring him back here. How are you? You lost your mustache. What happened? I just saw it on you a second ago.
I had to.
So, please give us your feedback on that match.
The matchup was pretty bad going in. Had a lot of bad removal spells, not being able to answer to any of the problematic permanents, so it was rough. And game 1, I was digging to Grim Merchant, and I missed the line of Walking Ballista that the chat pointed out, and I totally blanked out. It was just, I want to get Grim Merchant, that's all I wanted, and I just forgot about my graveyard.
Well, if 50-something minutes into game 1, it's understandable that you're going to forget a potential out in your Singleton modern deck.
Yes, agreed.
And then game 3, like the block, I thought I did the wrong block, but then discussing with Sspiderspace, he told me that no matter what I blocked, I was dead. So it's like that gave me a bit of relief, but it's not good that now we are down 2 games.
Right. Team Ice currently up by 2 games this week, and currently going in tied. Team Ice 1, Team Fire 1 as for weekly victories before tonight. As 2 Team Fire representatives on the floor right now, are you worried?
Nope.
No.
No, wow, confidence from Team Fire. So I just want to give a shout out again to our sponsors right below me, Card Hoarder and Card Kingdom. As I gave in testimonial at the beginning of the stream, those are the places I buy my cards. Card Kingdom is actually really, really great at buying specifically foils from. So if you want to foil at a deck, or if you just want to buy paper cards, buy it from Card Kingdom. They're great, they're fast, and I use Card Hoarder exclusively for my MTGO Magic play.
I've also sold a lot of cards to Card Kingdom, and their buy list is amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I have friends from Switzerland that are actually shipping the cards to Card Kingdom because it's the best place to sell the cards to.
I sold like a bunch of standard cards to get my Tabernacle like a year ago, and it was one of the best things, and Card Kingdom was amazing.
Yes. So even more testimony. So you got opposing forces right here. You got Team Ice and Team Fire coming together, not just to say, hey, these sponsors are great, but also we're coming together for the 2 charities. We have A21 trying to end slavery everywhere, and we have the Cancer Research Institute, which is trying to end cancer everywhere. We're trying to end a lot of things here. Team Ice personally is trying to end Team Fire's careers. We might be able to get a game up. A game up going on.
Not gonna happen.
I don't think so.
So we will be back in just a moment. What's going to happen is you're going to go into extra turns to get ready for match 2, and then I will be stepping out of the booth, and Andrea will be stepping in. So we'll be back in just a minute with the next match, which is Niv Mizzet 5-color Singleton against Jeskai Singleton. We'll see you in just a minute. Okay.
Hey, this is Sean, one of your hosts of the MSL, and this is Extra Turns, where we get to know the players in the Modern Streamers League. This week we go Extra Turns with Andrea Biaggi. You know him as Capolo42. What got you into the game of Magic?
I used to play as a kid 6-7 years ago. I went to anime convention. I saw some Japanese cards. I bought them, and a coworker of mine told me that he played the game, and I started playing with him.
What other games besides Magic do you play competitively?
That's about it for competitively. I play a lot of online card games for fun and other video games for fun.
Mark Rosewater has just descended from Wizards and told you you can only play one color for the rest of your Magic career. What color are you playing?
Most likely blue.
What do you do to get ready for big tournaments?
Traveling with a friend of mine for GPs, we always watch forensic files before the GP, and that's kind of a ritual that I have before GPs.
What's one thing that you want people to know about you away from the game of Magic?
I am a rugby coach for UC San Diego, and I also coached Francisco from Team Ice brother.
That's Extra Turns with Capolo42, Andrea Biaggi, part of the Modern Streamers League.
Here we are for the second match. Tryhards against NobleMurloc.
Yep, so we're watching what it was like 5-color Niv Mizzet versus Jeskai.
What do you think has the upper hand in this matchup? Even though Singleton is hard to know.
When I'm looking at this Niv Mizzet deck with 2 basic forests, I think it has a potential to lose to its mana base. And with that upside for the Jeskai deck, I expect Jeskai to win, unfortunately. I would like Niv Mizzet to win. I think it's packed full of super powerful cards. But in the Singleton format, your mana bases are just so taxed.
Yeah, especially even if you have a fetch land, you can only get one shock lens, and then it's like if you have a double color and you have a similar fetch land, you cannot get the color that you need. I've noticed that on Monday. I don't remember who, but was not able to fetch the color that they wanted just because of the fetch land.
Yeah, it's definitely rougher. But I do think this having Bring to Light in your deck definitely helps a lot.
Yes, but I feel like you want to Bring to Light for 5 to get Niv Mizzet, so you actually need to have all the 5 colors to cast Bring to Light.
Yeah, that is true. So you do have to have all of your colors, but it does help you at least shoot up the powerful cards that you need and potentially give your deck some more consistency.
Okay, now we have access to all of the colors, but only 4 different ones.
Yeah. And this Rin, we need to draw like a fetch land to make this Rin good enough.
Yeah, on this board doesn't seem too good, and I don't know how many targets NobleMurloc has for the -1.
Yeah, on this board it's not resolving, so have the 1-0 Force, which I definitely don't think you can play around there by any means, not in a Singleton format. Just happen to be good, but that means that potentially later our more impactful cards will resolve.
Yeah, it's hard to play around cards, even if you have the open deck lists. Like, unless your opponent has multiple of like a similar effect, you cannot play around like the one-off card.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I found in playing. It's like you just can't even worry about it.
And here is my favorite card. My second favorite. My favorite is Monastery Mentor, but my favorite Legacy card in Delver.
I think that's fair. I think that's a reasonable first card is Monastery Mentor. Turns out that's a good Magic card.
Also, Gifts Ungiven could actually get the mana. Could be like a Gifts Ungiven for fixing.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't hate that.
Or Nahiri could eat Delver as well.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably just Abrupt Decaying this Delver, or we'll probably take 3 and then like see what we want to do at the end of it at the turn. Potentially Abrupt Decay the Delver, or we'll just do it right now. I also like right now. Taking 3 is like, I guess we ended up having to take 4 because of the pain land, so doing it now makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but I don't see like any other big threat besides Monastery Mentor that you actually want to kill with Abrupt Decay, and 3 damage per turn is a pretty big clock.
That's true.
And Murloc has a lot of burn in his deck as well, so it's like preserving life is really important.
I thought
And
that was
guys,
gonna. Yeah, that's a good magic card. Makes
yeah,
Nahiri basically do nothing.
so can you bring to light for a rat?
Yeah, we could bring to light for Supreme Verdict in the sideboard. Let's see what's in the main deck.
Yeah,
Um,
I guess TheSaintDoom could be a good target. Chaos Guile.
yeah, both of those definitely work currently. And then let's see, what is that? Yeah, it's probably one of those two.
So now he is gonna die.
But she does fog for 6, which is relevant.
Yeah. Spice, good turn.
Yeah, we definitely have all of our mana, and we can potentially bring to light for something. I was say, as long as he doesn't play a baby Teferi, right? We can bring to light for something.
Yes, or it doesn't play another threat because I think we need to get rid of that Geist.
Yeah. When all of our main deck answers are edicts, so we have to make sure it's just the Geist.
Correct.
So.
I'm surprised you didn't play the Swamp there.
Me too. I'm curious about why.
I mean, it doesn't need to bring to light for... I mean, he got a basic, so it's about the same.
True.
Because he need to bring to light for 3.
He could bring to light for, like, Glittering Wish to get Supreme Verdict, but I feel like that's
risky.
Yes. Exactly.
Because you go down to 8, if they have like Mantis Rider and a Bolt, you're dead.
Yep, I agree with you. With the Ascanta, more likely to draw it, and
Let's see if it goes for the greed or if it goes for the safe play. Oh, Dead of Winter is also a rat. I didn't notice that in the deck list.
That's true. Could also go for Angrass Rampage. What are we thinking? Interesting. I feel like I would want to save the Dead of Winter if they progress their board again, like into Mentors, and use the Edict now, but I also... It's fine.
Yeah,
it was effective.
Like you're not gonna see that card anyway. It's like in Singleton it's gonna be really hard. Also, your only main deck tutor is gone, I think. Is Glittering Wish only sideboard cards?
Only a sideboard card, yeah. Geist is great. Geist is great because Geist is a spirit. That's how that works.
Geist is great because it goes in Delver decks.
No. No. It goes in Noble Hierarch decks. What is that? Primal Command?
Primal Command. Could get Niv Mizzet.
Yeah, Niv Mizzet would be
7
good.
Or bounce something like the Spirebreath Canal, maybe.
Yeah, I definitely want to I want to be casting it, but there's also a potential reason I want to get Narset down.
Yeah, I feel like Narset might not be too impactful right now. I just want to go like get the big payoff and try to close up the game.
It's fair. It is like why you have the window against control decks, so it's important to take it. Well, this is a tempo deck, but it has counter spells.
I mean, I don't think you can build a purely control deck on Singleton. It's a mixed mash of aggro, control, mid-range, tempo.
Yeah. You have to have some sort of alternative game plan because there aren't good enough counter spells and enough removal. So let's see. We're going to cast this primal command for.
Ponder between putting the target permanent or having them shuffle the library. So you kind of invalidate search for a counter. So I didn't see what mode is selected. What mode is...
They shuffled their graveyard into their library, or the opponent's graveyard into their library, just like you said, and then search for a creature. And obviously Niv is it. So that's
Helix, Vems.
Yep. Burn plan.
Yep. I wonder if it's running Jeskai Charm. I would love to see a Jeskai Charm from Scott's deck.
Let's see. Oh yeah, there's Jeskai Charm.
Nice. Even those Team Ice, I known Scott for a while. He's a cool guy, and I like his deck choices, and I like Jeskai Charm too.
It definitely seems sick.
So Niv Mizzet is big guy. Hopefully draw something good in here. Let's see what we can draw.
Alright, let's see.
Dreadbird, the Ice Fang guy, I don't know how to say the last word, and the
Coatl. It's a Coatl.
A koala?
A Coatl.
And a Knight of Autumn.
Yeah, this actually seems pretty good right now. Dreadbore seems medium, but Ice Fang seems fine, and then Knight of Autumn build to get rid of this stupid Azcanta seems good.
Yeah.
Pesky Azcanta.
Yeah, killing Azcanta would be good. Soskar Mage is not doing too much right now.
Yeah, I'm not.
Bolas too, with NobleMurloc with only one card in hand. Bolas is appealing.
Gonna Glittering Wish, check the sideboard. Or, because he's Glittering Wish, he's gonna check his sideboard. And it's got some spicy options.
It's looking Fiery Justice.
I think Bolas is like a really interesting option here.
I agree with you. I would probably go with Bolas.
Yeah, we can't even cast the Fiery Justice if we got off of Glittering Wish. Anyways, right? Because we don't have two white sources.
Playing 5 colors is so confusing. It's like, if you want to double spell, you better make sure you don't tap the wrong one.
Yeah.
I've done that plenty of time in real life, tapping the wrong land. It's like,
I did it this past weekend, and it didn't lose me the game, but it definitely could have. Because I was like, my only white source I left up with like a pain land when I had 2 other white sources. It's just like simple. And I played a 3-color deck. Like doing it in a 5-color deck is ridiculously difficult.
Yeah, so Azcanta is gone. I think that's probably one of the biggest priority. Because the card in hand from Scott is not a land. I don't know exactly what it could be.
It could be another burn spell, followed up with another burn spell, if he draws it, but it doesn't appear like it is.
But I'm liking the tryhard spot right now. Even though they're just 8 life, it's hard in Singleton to have 2 burn spells that do
enough damage, yeah.
Yeah. It's like Jeskai Charm and Exquisite Firecraft, but you don't have the mana for it. And it means it will close the game before.
Oh!
I like Quick Obsession.
That's gonna... This Ice Fang Coatl is gonna have Death Touch though, right?
Correct.
Heck yes. That Curious Obsession will not be connecting.
As not to connect.
I definitely like Tryhard spot here. Go Team Fire. Not to be biased, but go Team Fire. So, this is looking nice.
Well, it's this Mana League, that's a good one.
I guess you're blocking with the Snido Atom.
Yeah, the Soskar Mage doesn't have Trample, that's good.
Yeah, that is very good.
Block and probably blow it up with Dreadbore next turn.
Definitely. I like that a lot. Can we... We can't Dreadbore and Bolus, unfortunately.
No, but
we can, like...
Dreadbore and Narset.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Also, you stop a lot of the card draw of the redraws from NobleMurloc.
Yeah, we have... This new Mizzet drew us so many cards. This is nuts.
Let's see what Narset can give to the good guys.
Let's see.
Did Narset not get activated? Or maybe he's thinking to protect it from Bolt?
Yeah, I think at this point, if he draws a Bolt and wants to Bolt Narset, I don't think we can.
Yeah.
Because it's not in our face, so I probably would have...
So one card in hand just to play around something, just play Bolas, just to be sure that we can connect and win the game.
Yep.
Okay, opt. Narset stops opt on Scott's turn. And game.
Yep, that was nicely done. This new Mizzet deck actually ended up functioning a lot better than I expected it to with the mana base.
And the mana base was almost perfect. And almost all basics too.
Sorry, NobleMurloc, but also go Team Fire!
So sideboard, yeah, probably some graveyard hate could be cool from Tryhards.
I definitely like Guttural Response. Easier of a counterspell to cast.
Yeah, because you don't want to Glittering Wish for that.
Yeah.
Cinder Vines is also a card I could probably see it play mainboard instead of Glittering Wish for it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I
feel like it's really hard to sideboard with this deck, just because you have a tutor for sideboard cards, but also it's a one shot only.
Yeah,
you don't have a Snapcaster, so it's like
I am kind of surprised there isn't a Snapcaster in this deck.
A Snapcaster or like James Vryn's Prodigy.
This deck definitely came to not lose to a Jeskai deck. Every card is so impactful.
Running 6 could be cut. I think it's not that impactful, but it helps you build in the mana base.
I think also the fact that it just like threatens ulting and eats a bunch of burn spells and comes in at 4, or it goes to 4 when it comes in, are all very relevant things.
This 5-color Divisit deck is sweet.
Yeah, it is very sweet.
I actually want to try to build this list and just play in a regular Modern League and see how it do.
I'm so down to play these Singleton decks, except with a better mana base. I like IQs, because like the Jeskai one I played was just so fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah, good thing you have IQs in the East Coast. We got the first IQ like in the Southern California area for the first one in like 4 years now. So you're lucky to live in the East Coast.
Yeah. It's definitely nice to live on the East Coast. Well, I live in like the Midwest, but same difference at this point.
But having a queue is nice, not only for the invite to SCG. It's like a constant competitive scene, like every weekend or every 2 weekends.
Yeah, definitely very privileged with that. It's been very nice. All right, so our hand is Wrath. Wraths are good. Seems like
I would keep, but I keep loose hands.
we saw, don't worry. I would probably like the hand's just not very proactive. So, and you can't really, you don't like But you can cast Gifts of Given, so maybe it's a keep then. I think it's very close.
You can kill a lot of Scott's threat.
That is true. A lot of the threats have some sort of like evasion, and you can. The Dread of Winter is very good. I also would love to do more Singleton. I had so much fun. It was fun to like play actual interactive Magic because your decks just can't be that broken because you only get to play one of each card. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, like testing, I tested a lot with Garrett and with Rob. It was really fun, like just testing, like just jamming games for like an hour for like a few different ideas and tune the list. Find out that the list is not good, go to the next one.
Yeah, definitely. That's sick. A Johnny Vengeant is sick Magic card, and I'm really excited to hopefully watch it get played.
I can kill some of NobleMurloc threats, but not all of them. And Geist is probably the only one that I cannot kill immediately.
Yeah. So they go Geist, we go Dread of Winter, they play something else. Hopefully there's 3 toughness, and we,
Boros Charm. Scott is going aggressive here.
Yeah, I kind of would have expected that based on like how he played the last game. He was throwing a lot of burn spells at face, realizing that he has like a tempo deck. He's not really trying to kill all of the 4 toughness threats out of Tryhard's deck, just trying to kill Tryhard.
Yeah, like long game Tryhard like deck is just packed with a lot of like 2-for-1s or I don't know, how do you count Niv Mizzet? A 6-for-1? 4-for-1? Depending
It's like
on the deck.
We can call it like a 4.5 for 1.
In this deck for sure, probably maybe even 5-for-1.
There's no way this is gonna get countered, right?
Yeah, probably is gonna get countered because Metamorphose into Force of Negation.
Blue. Oh, remand.
Nice.
Alright, cool. You got to see 2 cards and time walk us. That's cool value.
I feel like he got the remand out of the Metamorphose.
I feel like that must have happened because I wouldn't really want to spew a Morphos there with a Lapras threat to my deck.
And this is a big threat, but the good thing...
Johnny kills it. That's right. Heck yes. This Johnny's going to do work.
At least no Force of Negation from NobleMurloc.
Oh, don't worry. Johnny's survived. It's probably going to get bolted, but at the same time we gained the 3 life that we lost and got to kill and like 1-for-1 them. And they're going to 1-for-1 us back. I do like Singleton because there's just so much resource exchange. It's real magic. It's so nice. You actually use the words 1-for-1 and 2-for-1 instead of, oh, look, there's 20 power on board.
It's almost like playing like Cube, or like it's like similar to a Cube, similar to Limited, but you bring whatever like busted cards you want.
Yeah, it's sweet. I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, it's so weird playing non-combo decks for once. Maybe next time I play Singleton, I'm gonna try the busted combo.
You should try the deck that I played. The sick, like it was the Healy combo in Singleton.
Yeah, I saw that. The deck was really sweet.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Dead of Winter to kill Delver?
That's a lot to kill a Delver. Maybe we just like Primal Command the Delver and Time Walk them?
I think Primal Command says non-creature permanent.
Oh, does it really?
Not 100% sure.
Well, we can make sure we can make sure the Delver doesn't flip and put a land on top and then tap their other land, right? And that kind of like times walks them. The Delver doesn't flip.
Yeah, you can tap the blue source. You can keep the blue source tapped too.
Which means like they just literally couldn't.
But combo cannot even be cast combo. So Or not the most efficient mana use.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think there's a lot of lines that turn. I could definitely see just being that scared of a Delver flipping because we want the Sejali to stick around. But also by having Primal Commanders. What is the card that's suspended?
Is the Mox Turtlelight, something similar. The new Mox from Modern Horizon.
Oh, okay, sure.
I think I suspend 3 if I'm not mistaken. Counter Squall is actually a pretty good draw. And also keeping the blue source tapped is great. But you cannot leave up Counter Squall if you want to play Kambal. So I think you're probably just gonna pass and go for Gifts and Give and end of turn. If we get a chance to do that.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I was trying to primal command land and search for a creature.
I also don't mind that. I kind of like the idea of time walking them some more. Just like, I like the mana dot Nile playing from this source. Like, how do they ever come back from that? So I think that's really interesting.
They had nothing to do for 2 mana the previous turn. And if they want to use the new Canopy land to draw a card, so they're going to have like 1 mana next turn.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think that puts us in a really good spot. I don't think there's any way we're losing this game, but
yeah, I like this play a lot.
I guess we could lose if they somehow manage to like land a Geist that we can't deal with because we use that Dread of Winter that way. But I think that is a slim chance.
Yeah, but the Geist is coming down in 2 turns.
Yeah, it's just
worst case.
super
and
unlikely.
We have a Niv Mizzet that can block the Geist.
Yeah, that's yes. Or we have a Bolas. I probably want to Niv Mizzet.
So we have white, green, black, blue, red. Yeah, we have all the colors, so we can cast Niv Mizzet.
He seems to be hovering over the Nicol Bolas. I guess the Nicol Bolas, if you flip it's really good, but we're missing a mana for that. Right? 7 to flip.
So what is the other mode that it shows with the primal command? Because I don't see a land going on top.
Yeah.
And I don't see a graveyard disappearing.
What's the other one? Shuffle? No, it's...
Gain 7 life.
Did he gain 7 life? Oh, so he gains... Yeah, he gained 7 life. He was at 12. That's right. Okay, interesting. I guess we just... I hate my opponents having lands, so I'm always going to about their land.
So I should play Pawns instead of Spirits.
Oh, whenever I have a bad day, I fire up a League of Ponza. When I have a bad day, everyone has a bad day.
I hope not to find you in the league. So.
I don't normally have bad days, so if I am playing Ponza, you should always be like, Kat, who hurt you? It's okay.
I'm just gonna quit Modern, run away.
Turn on Utopia Sprawl. Oh no.
And we can leave our Counter Squall. Do you want to counter this?
I like countering this. I think that is Bolas is an important threat.
I'm usually really passive with counters. If it's not game threatening, I will not counter anything.
I think if this Bolas sticks, we just win the game, though, right?
Yeah, probably.
How I don't think that there's a real way they can come back if this Bolas sticks. I get the counter. I don't hate it at all. Oh.
It needs 1 more mana to flip.
We do need 1 more mana to flip.
But the Mox should be coming off suspend next turn, I think.
Yep, you're right. It should be. Okay, that makes sense why he got Bolas.
Bolas is pretty powerful. So you go for the better value now than instead of the delayed value from Niv Mizzet.
Yes, agreed. Alright, so we're probably going to flip this bolus after we attack.
I don't even remember what it does on the backside.
I don't either. I know it says win the game.
Yeah. So it's +2, draw 2 cards, -3, 10 damage to creature or planeswalker, -4, reanimate creature or planeswalker, and -12, exile all of the cards of opponent library but the bottom card, and it starts at 7, so you can reanimate anything starting with.
Yeah, this is... Yep.
You want to reanimate... I think you want to draw 2 cards, you don't want to reanimate
I think we
Mantis
also
Rider.
I think reanimating Mantis. Well, I guess they're at 10, but meh. I think I'd rather just
You can do it next turn when you have more
Oh yeah,
options.
of course. You're right. There's no point doing it this turn, you're right. Yeah, we're gonna draw cards. And we're gonna draw more super powerful cards, because that's all this deck is. Go Team Fire! Woo!
Yeah. After my loss, we need to have a good streak of wins.
This is nuts.
You can probably start like shooting with Ajani, or you want to go for the ultimate to just like LD everything.
Oh yeah, let's BM our opponent and go for the ultimate. Solid line. I love it.
Probably reanimate Mantis Rider here.
I think we have so many options that we're just never losing this game.
I think the only way to lose is just to walk away from the computer and time out.
Yeah. We lost connection. That's how we lose. We said the only way Team Fire loses this is by losing connection. Do you want me to say it again? NobleMurloc? I can say it again.
It's all fire.
All fire, all the time. There's a Johnny Vengeance out. That's the epitome of the Boros card. It's so good. So good.
So Teferi, so it's pretty good.
I'm so surprised our mana actually worked in this deck. But both games, our mana actually worked.
I mean, it's pretty weird right now with the double mountain mana base, but
Yeah,
it's still working.
I definitely understood why we also gained 7 life with 2 pain lands out now.
Yeah, otherwise we would have been at 6 and dead to like double bolt. That's a good thinking ahead.
Yes.
That's what I usually don't do, and then die. So are we going to reanimate Mantis Rider?
For the BMs. Oh no, we ran into our Teferi. They're like, I countered your Teferi, and we're like, we get it back.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sweet.
Yeah. It is a charmed our Teferi. This is sick. Like, I just don't even want... There's no point in talking about lines now, because this deck's so powerful. This is great. Every card's just so good. I love this deck, tryhards. This is sick.
I kind of want to adapt this for like regular League of Modern, but you're gonna play like 4 Bring to Lights or like 4 New Mutants and the rest is just one-offs.
I think I've actually seen a list like that in the 5.0 dump.
Yeah, it's probably like cheating, like playing 4 offs of a card.
Yeah, come on, it's Singleton. You gotta go in with... Holy Singleton, you have to commit.
I actually went with Practice League with my my deck, and I beat a few people up with the practice.
Nice. But yeah, that was a sick match. I thought that deck was super sweet, and I am excited to watch more Singleton.
That was, we've had some very interesting matches. With Andrea, we had against Sspiderspace, we had that really long, drawn-out battle. But then what we just had was a really long, drawn-out funeral march because Tryhard destroyed. I'm sorry, NobleMurloc, you're my teammate, but that was not a great matchup for you. Once
Go Team Fire! Woo!
once Tryhard's had his mana base set, he was able to kind of take over that game with just really powerful, uniquely, individually powerful cards.
Yep, definitely great. That was sweet, and I'm super excited to watch the next game because the Singleton matches have been amazing so far.
Yes, so we are going to go on a quick break, and we will come back with the forecast of Doom. We skipped it last round to get in that extra turn so you can learn extra information about Andrea, and then we will go into the third match of the night. So we will be right back. Thank you. Welcome to the forecast of Doom for the third match of the night. We have Esperthopter versus Red Deck Wins, Vizquiz, Ryan, versus Sodek. Now, we mentioned earlier in round 1 how the mana bases are really kind of tricky in Singleton. We mentioned it again last round, seeing that 5-color deck. It looks to me like Sodek was really wanted to take advantage of the slow and potentially painful mana bases that Singleton has with this aggressive, powerful, and fast red deck win strategy. The really overarching thing that I'm looking at here is, does Sodek have enough burn to close out the game before this Esper Thopter deck just takes over? This Esper deck is designed to last a long game, but it also has a unique Thopter combo here, not only with the Thopter combo, but also Gifts Ungiven, which can get the Thopter combo, or it can just reanimate an Elish Norton. Now, Elish Norton is going to be very much good game against a red deck wins aggressive strategy. Out of the board, Esper Thopter has some life gain spells, including a Timely Reinforcements. I don't know who's favored here. It really depends upon how aggressive the red deck wins start is. Look for a mulligan for a fast start. So let us go and see now how this all plays out.
Alright, here we go. Ooh, Vic Wiz is super excited to play some sort of Thopters. See that already?
Yeah, super excited. He's like a really energetic guy. I have to say that Mono Red was actually one of the decks that I tested, and I felt was always having issues in closing out the games.
Well,
so hopefully it happens for us again.
Is that a Port Town? Alright, I'm so in for this. This is sick. We're gonna play a Port Town, reveal a Water Grave, and it's gonna be nice. Isn't that how that works? It's just an island card, it's not a basic, right?
Yeah, I think you need to control 2 basics. No, or
I'm just kidding.
Or it's the other one.
Oh, this is... Don't we just play this Misty first? No, I think it's the one where you reveal. It's not Prairie Stream.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we're not in place. Okay, whatever. I was really excited. I wanted to reveal an island, but okay. We're just going to play it as a guild gate. It's alright.
You probably take 4 here. You don't have any answer for it.
Yes. I don't even think it's close. Whenever there's a Vexing Devil in play, I feel like almost always you just take the 4. Like, even if you have an answer, unless it's coming down like exactly before Supreme Verdict, you just always take it because you don't want to use your spot removal on it.
Unless you have Helix, then you might consider it.
Okay, yeah, sure. Lightning Helix is good. Yep. I agree with that. You are a Lightning Helix player, so.
Yeah, I play some... I'm mainly bold, but sometimes I do play some White Splash in my blue-red decks.
Well, when you play Saheeli combo, you have to play it, right?
Yeah, the mana base on Saheeli combo is so painful. It's like you start the game at like 13, 12.
We kind of need to get another white source for the Supreme Verdict.
Yeah, but do you want to shock?
No, I wish we'd played our Misty and fetched a Hallowed Fountain on 1 and played this Port Town reveal to Water Grave. But it's okay, we will recover.
Yeah, we don't have another white source because Talisman doesn't produce white.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of awkward. But now we can Serum Visions and get our... Oh, that's the Path card, right?
Yes, the Path card.
Exile, right?
Yeah, with Overload. I had to cast that card in Limited and it was really good. And a splash for the Overload cost.
Alright, he's relieved. We can handle the Pyromancer to 2-1. You can play as many creatures as you want because we have the Supreme Verdict. Even though we are at 12 now.
Yeah, I think if we can like Verdict and then get to enough mana for Sun Titan, it's gonna be hard for a red deck to close or do anything.
Interesting. I'm curious what he's thinking right here.
I don't know, maybe go for like Forbidden Alchemy instead of the Path. Because like putting
Sodek at 4 mana next turn could be really problematic because his best threats are at 4 mana. He has Hellrider, Caught, Hazard that doesn't do much at this point, and Experimental Frenzy.
Yeah, and I think I'd want to save that Winds of Abandon for exactly a Hazoret, and just hold this Supreme. Let them we don't care about taking 2 from that Pyromancer, so I'd rather just hold up this Verdict. But yeah.
What can Tezzeret get if he decides to go for the Tezzeret route? Lots of things.
Can I get do we have Witchbane Orb in our deck?
Not in the main deck. Because at the Fairy Puzzle box, Ensnaring Breach, Signet, 2 Signets on Mindstone, Time Sleeve, Sword of the Meek, a Talisman of Dominance, Thopter Foundry. So you can get one of the pieces of the combo.
Yeah, definitely can do that. Thopter Foundry is not bad, but...
Or it could go for a Signet or a Talisman of Dominance. It's gonna gain 1 life with that and allows to cast Titan next turn.
True. Well, you can't gain life, right?
Oh yeah, that's Ferecidon. Forgot about that card.
I think we can cast Sun Titans pretty relevant. But I think we're in an okay spot, right?
I mean, we are at 7 against a red deck.
Yeah. And I can't gain any life. Interesting.
But Ryan looks confident. He's smiling.
Yeah, he seems like he's totally fine spot. We do have combo kind of on board, right? So, and if they just play out more creatures, we can always Supreme Verdict. And then minus, well, this Tezzeret's probably going. Well, if this Tezzeret doesn't die, it means that we're just dead in their hand. And if this Tezzeret does die, it's very good for us. Because that means that we're not dead in their hand.
It would have been dead to Koth.
Yeah. So, let's hope there are not some creatures so we can get the most value off of this Supreme Verdict.
This fact. I think this is a rough one because you don't want to go to 6, but also you don't want them to have 3 more cards.
Yeah, I think we get a 6. Yep. I'm totally behind going to 6.
Some barrier rights, no targets. We cannot place some Titan. Forbidden Alchemy into the combo piece, sacrificing Talisman.
Well, we can't even gain life off of that, right? We can just chump block.
Yeah. And then, but then we take 1 each turn, a creature comes back, so yeah. It's probably not wise.
Yeah, we probably just have to Supreme Verdict here. Yeah, he's shaking his head. He's like, nah, this is but...
It's gone forever. At least for this game. Sonic has a lot of hasty threats, and being a 6 is not good.
Yeah. Yep. Inclined to agree that this is not the best spot for us, but it'll be fine. We will be fine.
Just cross your fingers.
I like how Vic was does what I do, which is just talk at the camera even though no one can hear me. I always do that. I always actually when I'm recording, it's I'm streaming. Yeah, risk factor's so good.
You can
risk factor's so good. Fuck. Ooh, crap. Risk factor's so good.
Agreed. Lava Runner. So.
Yep, that's really. Oh, well, they flashed back their. Well, they didn't have the instants and sorcerers anyways, so the Lava Runner could kill us at this point. All right, we can play a Sun Titan, right? We can fetch basic lanes. 5 is the same as 6 in this situation.
Yes.
I also talk to myself, Vic, with. I totally get it. Especially when I'm playing, like I'm always talking out loud, and then I like play in paper, and I have to like stop myself from talking out loud because then I just give my opponent information.
Yeah, that's what I picked up too. I was like pretty quiet before like streaming, and after like streaming for a few years now, it's like when I play in real life, I kind of have almost to commentate my own match when I'm playing in real life.
If you have this is bad for me. If you have this is bad for me. And my face is super expressive.
Yeah, and suggest your opponent the exact line to kill you.
Yeah. Or like blocks, like you're like, okay, well if they do this, I'm gonna block like this. And they're like, oh, I can attack like that. And you're like, oops. Oopsies. This Sun Titan is nice. Shape. I hope so.
If we can survive one turn and Forbidden Alchemy like being something good.
Yeah, that would be nuts. Definitely very good for us.
You can bin the piece of the combo and have 4 mana up to combo.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Sun Titan has Vigilance is also really nice here, so we can like actually pressure them while blocking. I'm waiting for a slow rolled burn spell. I'm just waiting for it. I'm waiting for the BM.
I don't think Sodek is that kind of guy. I don't know. I never like.
I agree. This is a roller coaster. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
you first. This is a roller coaster of emotions. Vic was just like, woo! Because it's a roller coaster. We don't know.
But so that looks to me like a guy that is like straight to the point. It doesn't BM. It just like gets his business done. So I don't think he's gonna slow roll.
That's true. Yeah, I don't actually think Sodek will slow roll. I think he's probably actually thinking through a complicated line.
Koth.
Koth is, yeah, I agree with Vic was his face here. Koth is
You want to suicide the mountain to get 1 point in? Probably not. Oh.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. So we're just going to try to go wider than this Sun Titan? Yeah, this Forbidden Alchemy needs to hit, or we are probably dead.
You need... I mean, you don't have too many hits, but you have... If you can be in the Sword of the Meek, it's going to be good. And maybe get a removal spell in the process.
Yeah, Sword of the Meek would be really good. What is Koth's ult again? It's like tap target mountain, deal 1?
Yes.
Okay.
So one of my first modern decks was like the all-in Blood Moon deck with Spirit Guides and Koth. That deck was fun.
That is not what I would call fun Magic, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I mean, it was just my first time playing Magic.
That's fair. Alright, for a first time playing Magic deck, that's fair. I played like Broken Infect with Probe, so I can't really say much. That wasn't fun for most people.
Tribute Mage.
Oh,
that's good.
I don't know what that card does. But I know Vic looks very excited about it.
You get a 2 mana cost artifact from your graveyard put in your hand.
Oh.
It's a card from Modern Horizons, I think.
This is a nice little combo. They have to jump block. That's very good for us. Yeah.
You jump block that early?
I think he was attacking Koth, and it just depends on what's in Sodek's hand. Like, I kind of want to protect Koth here. This is like Koth is a win con that we can't really deal with.
Sword.
Sword is very nice.
I think you want to do it now, just in case they have like Skullcrux effect.
Which they will, because it's Singleton red. So definitely want to go to
don't have Skullcrux.
Really?
Nope. That's more like a
red deck win like creature based and like burn based.
Interesting. Okay. Very interesting.
No, I think this game is over. Yes.
Yep. Yes, I was really nervous about that for a little bit, but that was very. That Sun Titan being able to actually cast, I just like run away with the game. That was sweet.
Here I see Iona being really powerful since you can just name red and win the game.
Yes. I agree with
Super.
that.
And all the gain life spells like Iona, Lyra.
Yeah, all of these are nice. I would potentially think about bringing in Settle too by looking at Sodek's deck list, which is a lot of creatures, like you were saying. I don't like Tuzzard, I don't like Teferi. Not a fan of Jace.
Disenchant is not horrible either.
Yeah, because of what is it like Frenzy, and well, we have Baby Teferi also. But there is Copter. We have Shrine of Burning Rage, which is definitely staying in.
There's Blood Moon in the sideboard. Hammer of Purpose in the sideboard.
Yeah. It also hits Magus the Moon. Oh no, it doesn't. I'm sorry. It hits Eidolon, not Magus the Moon.
Yeah.
But I don't think Eidolon is in his deck. Oh no, it is. It hits Eidolon. There we go.
You have some good number of targets.
Yeah, I don't hate Disenchant at all. I don't know if the other streamers do this, but I always like look at the deck list ahead of time. Like I always have my sideboard written down, or like sideboarding plan written down next to me, so I don't have to think about it on the fly.
I've done that against Francisco and against Mike. I actually was like in my lunch break before playing them. I wrote down my sideboard notes, and then I actually didn't sideboard exactly, but it was my first thought of sideboard notes, and I actually chat with Garrett about the sideboard notes since I was playing against like creature decks, and I don't know. It's like the creature player has more experience to me on what cards are good or bad.
Yeah, I agree with that. And Vicwa says, yep, he does that. That's what I always do. I have all three of my other weeks like right here written down. Singleton, I didn't. No, Singleton, I did do it, but I did it. I basically talked to a couple of like obviously one of my friends who actually plays Singleton about how to sideboard. Having open deck lists is super nice, and I'm a huge fan. It was really good for me week one playing against Dredge. I got to keep this hand that was like had a surgical in it that against any other most of the format in this league I like wouldn't have kept, but because I got to know it like literally like actually won me the game. It was sick. Alright, going into game 2. All these Singleton decks have been so sweet. It's so great.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to see more Singleton in the future from the Modern Streamers League. I really want to play way more Singleton.
This has been so fun.
This is a hand that I would keep, but you should not probably keep.
No.
Doesn't do anything.
This red deck is slower, so like there's time to play out this Jace, and you can convert a bunch of you can like make your removal spells like your wraths and stuff better, right? But I agree with mulliganing it because
Ship probably hurts.
Yeah. Oh.
This maybe things can survive for a bit.
Yeah, there is a path, and what does Figure of Destiny do? I know Cedric Phillips loves that card, but I don't actually know what it does.
So, when it's a 1/1, you can pay a hybrid and it becomes a 2/2. Then I think you pay a hybrid becomes a 4/4 with flying, and then you pay 5 and it becomes something bigger with double strike.
It's like almost like a level up spell. Okay. Oh, he's hovering over it. Oh, for a split second.
We missed it.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, Fox Mitten.
I think here you kind of want to go for the basics just because you know about your opponent Blood Moon and you can like get at least 2 basics down. Plus the talisman, you have access to
all of the double spells without actually having to
Yeah.
worry about. I mean, you're gonna miss on black mana, but the black mana is just a splash.
I agree with that. Yeah. All right, we're gonna hit with this figure.
So we're gonna wait to activate. Ooh, no activation. Probably don't want to pot it then.
Yep. Probably see what they play. Yeah, then we're probably gonna.
I would still pot the Figure of Destiny.
Taking that with 3 mana feels so bad on the draw, but I think you're we're not. Yeah, we want to. Well, we don't have to, right? We have this talisman, so like we can always just like play our 2 mana spell, play our talisman, then path it next turn if we want. But because we're playing talisman next turn, right? I don't think we're doing this hope. I don't think we care about this pyromancer. So
Okay.
maybe there's something. It's probably something I don't know about why he values pathing the pyromancer.
Yeah, you can get
So
up to 4 mana for next turn.
drawing the Steering Visions was like a nice reward for. I don't.
I will ship them both.
Yeah, I don't think we got either of these cards. We already have our port. Well, our port time comes in tapped right now.
Unless we have farmlands, then it comes and play untapped.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting. I kind of like keeping the farmland so that it would come in and play on taps, and you can also cycle the farmland later. But I also get the reason for just wanting to have more basics if there's Blood Moon.
Yeah, let's
Totally.
see.
Because it gives him access to a swamp now that he didn't have before.
Kind of hope that Sodek misses on a threat, because otherwise it's gonna be rough for us.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
Yep, it is. That is a huge problem.
It's 3 turns. I mean, Urza can block the Figure of Destiny, but cannot block the 4/4.
Yeah, maybe we'll just luck out and draw. Oh no, we know what we're drawing. We're drawing the Polluted Delta, right?
Yes.
We're not. We're just gonna draw a combo. We'll probably fetch up like a swamp here. Do we have basic swamp? I don't even know if we have basic swamp in our deck. But
I assume there is at least one. Nope. 0 swamps.
okay, sure. Then we're not gonna get basic swamp because we have 0 swamps. So we're going to fetch a legal target out of our deck with our fetch land. Yeah, so if you guys are interested in supporting the charities that for Team Fire and Team Ice, which all of the subs and all the sub donations go to supporting the 2 of the charity of the winning team, which for Team Fire, go Team Fire, is ASL, which is against human trafficking, and for Team Ice, boo Team Ice, but go fighting against cancer.
Also, you can donate to the charity that you want. Like underneath me, there are like 2 panels on Twitch where you can pick both charity, one of the charity or both if you want, and donate to them.
We're gonna die.
Yes.
We're just gonna die.
We need a really lucky draw.
Like,
We can take 4.
do we have Purge? Is there Purge in our deck?
Yes. I think
Okay.
that the guts.
So if we draw like a Celestial Purge, we can get back into this, right? If we,
Yeah, but not in.
the
Yes.
Tension Sphere also gets us back into this, right? That is neither of them.
We're still not dead. We are at 2 and 1 if you place the skull in turn. And you can suck Dr. Foundry. Yeah. It's not looking good for Vix.
Vicwiz?
We quits.
Yeah, it's looking a little rough, but I believe. Yeah, Sword definitely wins the game if he draws it. I don't think we want to go to 3, but yeah. I think we just play a Sport Town top, right? No, does that mean we have to jump with our Urza? Yeah. I don't think there's a winning line with Urza. I think we just play the Sport Town tapped, jump with Urza. Oh no, we can kill.
Sculdin Tower, get a basic island if we have still one left. Yeah, we still have an island left. And sacrifice the Signet for
for
top tier.
Okay, I like this. I missed that line. Yeah, I like this a lot because then you can pressure Koth. Okay.
I mean, we are like really close to be dead to almost anything. Ryan shaking his head.
Yeah. It's okay, Ryan. We still believe in you. Go Team Fire.
There's so many cards to just straight up kill us. Probably like around 20 cards in the deck.
Yes.
But I believe in Ryan.
I do too. You got this. We believe. Cool.
Probably can go to get a swamp with the skull in turn. I mean, not a swamp, but a black source. I don't know if it's going to be enough to get a lucky draw and win the game.
Yeah, we're asking for a lot here, but I believe.
This kills us.
Yep, it does.
No. You
Does
can.
it?
You need to suck the Foundry to itself.
Well, can we make a blue with this? Sack it to Foundry.
You cannot suck it. The thing is sacrifice a non-token artifact.
Is it really? Oh, I don't play Urza, but that is a relevant ability to know.
Yeah, we are dead. See any changes to the sideboard?
I think we actually do want Settle the Wreckage, but I definitely think we want Settle the Wreckage, actually.
I feel like it's hard to like sideboard with Singleton because your main deck is like pretty good against lots of the things, and your sideboard are silver bullets, but sometimes it's like you don't want to like overboard and like lose what your deck is trying to do.
I agree with that. Vic is like, yep, try it again.
It's usually when you play modern, sometimes like, okay, I can like remove these 4 like bad counter spells, like put in like 4 removal spells. So like, I feel like the sideboarding is more like, I don't know how to explain, like Lego blocks. You remove a Lego block and put in another Lego block.
Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure.
I don't know how to explain it in English, so that's quite the best I can do.
I understand what you're saying. I think everyone else does too. Okay, so, alright. I guess Sodek's making some changes to his deck. But yeah, if we do the Singleton format again, I will definitely just play Jeskai combos. So that deck was so fun.
I don't know. I liked my mono black deck, but I would make probably like 15 cards changes. It's just because that I want like to try to go too cute with like
Crypt Gas, Grizzlebrand. So I would go for like a leaner version, and I forgot like Vampire X-Mage and Vampire Nighthawk. That I don't know why I forgot those cards.
Yeah, those are good cards.
But I would definitely play something else. I don't know exactly what.
The only thing I'd probably cut, and my friend Jake will be so sad, but War Leader's Helix. I just played that as a meme card, and it ended up being like, I just never cast it because it just like wasn't good enough.
It's 4 mana.
It's cute. It's really cute.
Yeah.
But it could totally be a different card.
Was a key piece of burning standard during Terrace.
Yeah, for
It
sure.
was a Mar to burn, I think, at the time.
I like this hand. We draw one more land, and we have ability to Wrath, and we have Purge, and I like this hand.
I would have actually mulled this hand.
Iona is the only thing we don't want in this hand, right? We want everything else.
Yeah, but you really like have one more land.
Yeah, but I feel like we try to draw a card every turn, and this has everything we want to do in the meantime.
No Goblin Guide. Whenever I sit down at a table and I see a mountain, it's like, no Goblin Guide, please. That's probably one of the most scarier cards to see.
I agree with that.
Even though I think Swiss Spear is actually overall better card than Burn, it's just like the first 2 damage at the beginning that is like disheartening.
Yeah, and you're like, oh crap, all of a sudden I'm at a unit of 3, and I'm dead. I think we just... What is Fire Drinker Satyr?
It's whenever it's dealt damage, just that much damage to you. And you can play 1 in a red to give it +1/+0 or +2/+0. One of the two.
Oh, as fire breathing? Okay.
Yeah. This was a card back in Terrace too.
So many Theros cards. Yeah, coming up in Singleton. It's been nuts.
I mean, my deck was basically like a throwback to Terrace.
Land. Come on.
Almost a land.
This Vita's still kind of good, and so is the Purge. So I think we should opt for a land, yeah. There we go. We're gods.
Easy. And then you can probably get a black source with that, because you have the signet that fixes for like the 2 colors.
I totally agree. I think we get like a watery grave here. I like how Vic was like commentating this match in the chat, while like pretending like he doesn't know what happens. It's fantastic. It makes me laugh. Yeah, I think we just take this and Wrath of God, but I think we want to save this Purge for a Koth. Or like a Hazaret, or Frenzy, or...
Yeah, and the more problematic cards. Also, we have Davin Vito for that.
Mm-hmm. But I think this Wrath, we just like take as much damage as they want, and then we Wrath next turn.
Yeah, and also having the Celestial Purge allows Ryan to tap out and have an answer to whatever they resolve with the Celestial Purge.
Exactly. I definitely like that. Oh. Huh. I actually think that makes our Wrath really bad, and we kind of want to veto that. I think we 100% veto that.
Yeah, that card was good in Standard.
Yeah, oh my god. That card, I played red-white tokens after the Kaladesh PT, and it was that card. Without that card, red-white tokens couldn't exist, while Marty Vehicle still could. It was sad. Yeah, I definitely... I think you want this Watery Grave, but maybe not.
Maybe value to have like more than like 2 of a color available.
Yeah, now we're casting this Wrath, and we have Purge up.
Just few mana away from Iona.
True. Casting Iona on red is just like GG.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take like a few more turns.
But I definitely don't hate having it in our hand. Alright, now we have this Purge. We are geniuses. Ryan's so smart. Smart, thin, and handsome over here. Go Team Fire.
And Sun Titan too. I'm actually liking this spot because you can like kind of make them commit to discard cards to attack with Hazoret and purge Hazoret.
Yeah, I like the Forbidden Alchemy first,
Yeah, you probably
right?
want to. Yeah, you want to get a land to like ensure that you resolve Sun Titan, and binning Sword of the Meek is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Let's grab the Seachrome Coast.
Ryan is feeling happy and confident.
And yeah, I definitely like passing. I don't mind taking a couple of damage off of discarding cards at all.
You also force them to like discard like maybe relevant cards.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Alright. I think that I really like our spot right now. We're going to purge this Hazoret. Hopefully they tap some mana for it. Play the Sun Titan. Get back a land. Play Iona.
Looks pretty good.
Sick.
Also, I don't know if they have like many answers to Sun Titan in the board. They don't have any answer to Sun Titan.
No, I doubt. Yeah. I don't. Is there. I feel like a red spell that deals 6 damage would be infinite amount of mana.
Yeah, there are like ones that deal 5 damage, Combust, and the new one, but they're not in the Sodek list.
Yeah. You could pair like a Chandra Torch of Defiance with something, but
I would be happy if that happens.
I agree. I think that we're totally okay with that exchange.
Do you see activation of Hazoret? Yes.
Alright, that's fine.
Still need to do something to play Firebolt. We go down to 8, but I still like the spot.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Curious to see what Hazoret discarded, if it was a land or a threat.
I agree with that. I would like to know.
Scroll, Ryan, scroll. It was actually scrolling, yeah.
Oh, it's Blood Moon. Okay, yeah. We made Blood Moon totally irrelevant. Heck yes.
Oh, Gifts Are Given. I think you want to resolve the Titan before going to Gifts Are Given.
Yes, I agree. I think we just want to get this Iona on the field, and we do that next turn with this Sun Titan, right?
Yeah, here you can get a land that can you get the Black Source for Unburial Rights, maybe.
Iona costs 8, right? And we're going to go up to 7 mana. Or we can just get back to Teferi. Interesting.
I mean, there's so many good cards in the graveyard to get. Also, this Gifts Ungiven can get like another piece of the combo that you can bring back with some Titans instead of the Meek. It's already in the graveyard. So they just goes face and hopes.
Yeah?
Okay, Eidolon doesn't do anything.
Eidolon does nothing. We're just going to bounce up back. We're probably going to attack, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we bounce it back to their hand first? I'm not sure.
Kind of curious what the choices for Gifts Ungiven are going to be. I think you want to main phase Gifts Ungiven.
I agree.
I feel like one is the Doctor Foundry for sure. As target. Let's see what we can get.
Yeah, I definitely think we get like Doctor.
Oh, Champion of Wits is pretty cool because you can bin Iona.
Oh, and then like Imperial Right's like sort of the make.
And you probably could get Sunscourge Champion too. Just because if they discard it, you could like bring it back and gain.
Where's our sort of the make?
No, Sword of the Meek is in the graveyard.
Oh, that's right. That's already in the graveyard.
I would probably get Sunscourge Champion just to
Yeah.
pad the life.
I agree with that.
And
Okay, I think Timely's fine. You don't want them to put anything else in their yard.
I feel like Timeless not too great in. I mean, from what I'm seeing, if I'm in Sodek, I would just like be in the 2 spells
Yeah.
and like leave the 2 creatures in hand because Sodek doesn't know about the extra land in hand, and so like they cannot cast. They
Yeah,
could
I
cast
think-
a Top Deck Foundry too. I mean, it's bad for Sodek either way.
Yeah, it's just not looking good. Go Team Fire. Yeah, Vic was just, or Ryan just admitted that he goofed. Sun Champion was better. Yeah.
I mean, it's still pretty good. Still, I mean, whatever Sodek clicks, we're gonna win this game.
That's right. Go Team Fire. Woo!
I feel like the best split is probably like leave the permanence in hand. I'm very right in it. I guess it's understandable. Sodek has not seen any black lands so far.
I think we just like attack and get Champion
Yeah.
back and discard Iona and Imperial Rights, right?
Yeah, I wanna for sure. On better rights, you can keep it in hand if you want to like double cast it.
Sure.
Can be in the Adult Fountain. Or you want to keep the but
Definitely want to keep Path. We are very in control of this game. This game is nice.
so far what I'm seeing in this Singleton like special week is that like decks that go over the top are tending to win so far.
Yep. Everything you do needs to have value. You can't just have air in your deck or you just aren't winning. I totally agree. Yeah, and Staring Bridge is not good while we have a Sun Titan now.
Yeah, and it's surprising that it binned the top tier foundry, but I guess you can get it back with Sun Titan next attack. Unless Sodek sided in Graveyard Hate.
I do wish that we had played our Godless Shrine tapped. Right?
Yeah,
Because I don't want to go to 3. Well, I guess I can't cast things at instant speed anyways. We have to Fairy, so
Sodek has like 2 Graveyard Hate, so a Tomrod Crypt or a Radical Progenitors would be good, but that's
Yes!
game.
Go Team Fire!
And now we are tied 4-4, I think.
Yep, we are. Oh, my face is cut off.
Tied 4-4. Team Fire winning 2 in a row, not just winning normally, but absolutely crushing Team Ice's spirits this last 2 rounds. We are fully tied this league. Week 1, Team Ice won 6-4. Week 2, Team Fire won 6-4. And right now, as a league, this week we are tied 4-4. I mean, we have 2 matches left. This could play out either way at this point. What do you guys think?
Go Team Fire.
Yes.
Clearly biased here. Now,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm trying not to be biased. I will say that going forward, we have a battle. Next match, we have a battle of 2 undefeated players in Yamakiller and Francisco. So that could go either way. And after that, we have Susurrus versus another undefeated player who happens to be sitting at the left portion of the screen.
Woo!
So we'll see how that plays out too. But we have a lot of undefeated players still going, and at the very least, one of them is going to get knocked out because you have two undefeateds going up next match. So I want to take a moment and again thank our sponsors, Card Hoarder and Card Kingdom. Check out our charities. They're great. You can check them out right below us. Both of them are well deserving of your money, and both of them are global charities, not just for America. This is a global effort. We have players from all over the world, and we want to support a charity, two charities that help all over the world as well. So we are going to take a quick break, and then we will get back into match number 4, which is Yamakiller versus Francisco. Again, a battle of two undefeated players. So we'll be right back. Hold on, I hear it beeping right now, so be right back. Okay. Alright, so you ready? I'm going to go do forecast, and then I'll transition to match 4. Welcome back to the forecast of Doom. We have a very, very exciting match here. As I alluded to before, this is a match of two undefeated players, Yamakiller and Francisco. In the normal modern portion of the league, Yamakiller's on Hardened Scales Affinity, and Francisco is on Amulet, Titan, Karn. So, really exciting match here. Right now we have two mid-range / control Singleton decks, Battle of Grixis versus Esper. Rather than highlight really key things, I'm going to highlight what's different, because these are basically two white-blue decks at their core. Yes, but one has red and one has white. The red cards on Yamakiller's side are Piankir and Nalar and Bolt, and he also has Young Pyromancer, which helps him go really, really wide. On Esper's side, on Francisco's side, he has Secure the Waste and Teferi. Secure the Waste also helps go really, really wide, and Teferi is just a very powerful individual card. So I think this match will really be whether or not whoever has the go wide cards, and if the other player only has spot removal, then they won't be able to handle those 2-for-1s, and that is how this will play out in my prediction. Let's see how it actually happens. Okay. So Yamakiller's got...
Solid hand.
Yeah. I like how he's taking use of Verdant Catacombs as an extra fetch land here. Because in Singleton, you can only have one of each fetch, so that's an extra black fetch for him.
And another blue source is nice for logic, not. But he decides to go for Lavamancer.
So right away we see that Pia and Kira and Nalar, which is I think one of the key cards in this matchup, just because it's a threat that's able to immediately go wide, kind of like a white Secure the Waste.
So Pia and Kira and Nalar used to be like all-star sideboard cards back in the Twin days, because all the Twin decks were like 1-for-1, and in the mirror or against Jan, they just played this threat that is like 3 cards, and it's really hard for them to answer.
Yes. I used to run it in Titan Shift and Through the Breach Titan Shift, which I used it in there as a mainboard card back when Infect was big, and it was able to help me defeat Infect decks. What's interesting is that you can actually sacrifice any artifact. I actually sacrificed a Chalice of the Void once to ping somebody's creature off. Pia Nalar is a very powerful card, and Francisco, right away, no hesitation on that Mana Leak.
The Mana Leak was pretty clutch from Francisco. And Jace is good. Like, Yama tapped out for a threat and he's got really punished.
Yep. But he
At
does
least
have
Bolt
that Dreadbore.
and the Bolt. I don't know which spell you decide to go with. Decides to go with the Dreadbore.
I think it's just more mana efficient this turn because he still gets to hold up Spell Pierce for this turn.
Yeah.
Plus, there aren't that many Planeswalkers in Francisco's list that he really has to worry about. Planeswalkers are creatures. It's really what is left to Fairy is the big one.
Even look at Francisco this yet. I mean, you have the fairies that are like really must answer Planeswalker in Francisco deck.
Mm-hmm.
And Gideon of the Trials, that is not the best Planeswalker, so you can like deal it with other ways. So yeah. And you don't have either many creatures either to 1-for-1.
Right. A lot of their threats are go wide token style threats. So I think that was a wise play with Snap killing that, using the Dreadbore to remove that threat there. He's saving that Bolt, which can go face, or it can also kill a token later and be a little bit more mana efficient.
Here's interesting to what to exile, because you're playing Colligan's Command and Snapcaster. It's like kind of hard choice of like what to exile with Tasigur.
That Pia and Kira Nalar, if that comes back, that could be back-breaking. Okay. Looks like Francisco might be flooding out here. He's got a lot of lands in play. He did have that Brainstorm, but he wasn't able to fully capitalize on that. And not really a good spot. The value that Thoughtseize is really getting is that it can now, with a Tasigur, dig. I'm kind of surprised that Yamakiller didn't want a Tasigur dig in response, because now he's definitely going to get back that Logic Knot.
Yes, but then like the best card is going to be discarded anyway.
Yep.
So it doesn't really change the outcome.
That is very true. It would let you keep that. Actually, yeah, either way, you still have that Logic Knot in your hand.
Yeah, the Fair is a big deal, especially like Francisco could see that he could like cast it without any issues because of the Spell Pierce only in hand.
Oh, Spell Pierce is absolutely useless now thanks to that Teferi.
And Logic Knot is useless. Cryptic's okay still. Is that an Inquisition of Kozilek?
Yeah.
He's probably not gonna find any card.
actual response.
Okay. Fetch land, 3 mana up.
Force of Negation.
Secure the
No.
Wastes for 2. That was a key card that I mentioned from Francisco's side. Ooh, yep, you are right. He
No.
didn't get any hits there.
And for 2 it's not great. But at least can like protect the fairy for a few turns.
And that Teferi was key because otherwise that Secure the Waste would have been hit with a Spell Pierce right there. I think I still hold on to the Bolt here, but looks happy to get rid of it there. Teferi is such a back-breaking card in Control Mirrors.
Yeah, I've been a card that in some matchups is all-star, in some matchups is like the worst card you can have. But I feel like in this matchup it's like really good.
In our particular matchup last week, it was Teferi was a really key card on both sides of the table because I had dropped a Pithing Needle on Saheeli, and your Teferi was one of your only outs to bounce that needle. And my Teferi was not only just bouncing your stuff, but also protecting my combo pieces on my turn and blanking all of your remands.
So Torrential Gearhulk cannot counter this bolt, so I think Teferi is gone.
Yeah.
But also on the other side, the other Jace is gone.
Yeah, that Creeping Tarp, I can take that out.
Yeah. And Tassigor is not gonna get much value. Like Francisco can just give him back like Inquisition of Kozilek like all the games. Like
Yep.
so
Although
he needs to find a way to.
if he eventually gets back that Unearth, he can rebuy this Jace, which is about to die.
Yeah, I think if he gets back the Inquisition of Kozilek, it's better if Yamakiller doesn't play it anymore.
Correct. Just hold on to that card for the rest of the game. It's just a card you're never going to cast. Yep.
I mean, now, like with Tassigor dead, you can probably cast it. Because the only way you get back the Tassigor is, I think it's just with a Culligan's Command in the main deck for Yamakiller.
That was a big time draw. Francisco with 1 card left in his hand, and Gal able to
we
drop
know
a
what card it
Planeswalker.
is.
Yep. Okay.
Gideon Jural is pretty good. I feel like you would cast this to have Francisco discard a Gearhulk.
Yeah.
So fix him to Turak. That doesn't get you land screwed.
Right.
But then if you cast it, you cannot cast Kalitas.
Which is probably fine. Although that does mean that Chandra will die to the Gideon Jura.
Tough spot for Yamakiller. I would probably have Francisco discard a card and probably regret my decision.
I think I'd rather get rid of that Torrential Gearhulk. I think that, because that Gearhulk will eventually kill that Chandra anyway.
Yeah. And the red board is gone forever. Are there like any other ways to get rid of Planeswalkers? There's no Hero's Downfall, but Liliana's Triumph could get rid of Gideon Jura when it's a creature, and Creeping Torpid is not a creature.
Yes.
So it's pretty rough for Yamakiller, I think, at this point.
Go Team Ice. Like I said at the beginning, this is a battle of 2 undefeated players, and Team Fire and Team Ice are tied up right now, which is incredible how balanced these teams are. A little divination action here.
Okay, Colligan's command could be nice. Could be too slow.
The Culligan's command can rebuy. Ooh, that was a nice Inquisition there. But Culligan's can rebuy Tasigur.
Yeah, and you can exile this when you cast it, like stuff that you don't want anymore to get back. Like the logic knot, I feel like right now is not great. You can exile a Rise and Fall. Oh, it goes for Pia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised about this.
Well, Gideon's a 6/6, so Tasigur cannot effectively block.
Factor feature in response.
2 spells, 3 lands.
That's a split I would do, Snapcaster or everything else. And I would probably, in Francisco's spot, take Snapcaster.
I think I would too. If you're looking at his graveyard, Snap Secure the Waste is a potentially winning line there.
I mean, lands are nice, but...
Oh, Snap Leak here.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's close to sideboard time.
Yeah, the abundance of planeswalkers on Francisco's side is just taking over this game.
The hard tapping of mana with the filter lands.
Filter lands are rough on
Magic
MTG,
Online.
though. Yeah.
Also, like signets and like.
Yep, we saw that last round with that Signet. I've gotten a little bit more used to it because of using bounce lands and Amulet Titan and how you have to click so many more times for those than you would have for normal lands. But yeah, it's still kind of a little sketchy. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, it's not going to do it. Sitting at 3 life, he can swing, go up to 6, but then he just dies to that Gideon. If he doesn't swing, then he just dies to Creeping Tar Pit. So just passing the turn here is just a bluff.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that Francisco is just gonna take the bait and not do anything.
Yeah, that'd be too passive of a line.
Especially when you have opponent dead.
And when you have open deck lists, he knows there's, like, his opponent's red anyway, so there's no Settle the Wreckage, but there's no style effect like that.
The only answer he had was like Liliana's Triumph. There's no Hero's Downfall in the main deck or sideboard from Yamakiller.
Yep.
So the only way to get rid of that Planeswalker is Dreadbore. So Scorpion God is a resilient threat. Like some land destruction, maybe like try to fight that battle. I don't know if it's a good idea.
I really like the land destruction here because Creeping Tar Pit is a pretty rough answer and a pretty rough threat, and the mana bases on a 3-color Singleton deck can be a little rough sometimes. It's obviously not going to be a great top deck late game like we just saw, though, which is probably your point, that once your opponent's got 20 lands in play, a Molten Rains is going to look kind of silly.
It's a shock to the face. You know, it's like trying to make the shaving, there's some creature removal. I like that bolt against Jace.
I do too. Also, Counter Magic seems a little bit weaker in the face of Teferi. Granted, this is Singleton again, so Francisco still has to draw that Teferi, but Counter Magic does get a little bit weaker. It is very strong in general. Like, if you can just land a Logic Knot stopping your opponents, if Yamakiller was able to counter that Gideon, that game would have gone very differently.
So I'm looking at Francisco's list, and he has no way to get rid of a resolved Bitter Blossom. There's no disenchant effect. So if Bitter Blossom gets to stick, can take over the game.
Yep, the token go wide pieces seem really, really crucial here. Like Young Pyromancer, I think if you can get a couple triggers off that, that can also be like a extra copy of Bitter Blossom. Clearly not as good because it dies to a board wipe where Bitter Blossom keeps gaining value, but these go wide pieces make the 1/1 removal kind of silly. I have to say, I really like the Nimble Obstructionist.
Yes, a sweet card. I tried it out in Delver because like every few sets that come out, I want to have Delver be playable again.
Mm-hmm.
And Delver was not good, but Obstructionist was like pretty sweet. Because you can like style for like expedition map activations or like Planeswalker ultimates. Or it's just like a Vendilion click at 3/1 with flash that just beats down.
I've had a player, Nimble Obstructionist, my Liliana of the Veil ult, and that was pretty brutal. Oh, did I lose you?
No, I'm still here where the camera moved around.
Yeah.
I like the start again from Yamakiller. It's like Pyromancer into either Spell Pierce or Fulminator Mage. And,
Or even, oof, Oust again with that early threat. I love the Fulminator Mage right here. Just, you don't even have to use it. Yeah. Actually, where are you?
I'm on the left of that part, I think.
There
Hello.
we go. Twitch is resizing you here. Okay. We got you back. We have your visuals back here. We are back in action.
Yeah, Pyromancer, Francisco with no white mana. I mean, that's Field of Ruin to fix for mana.
But he can't use that Tech Edge. That Fulminator Mage knocking him off mana makes Tech Edge a very valuable piece. In Control Mirrors, mana efficiency is really valuable. So not being able to needing Tech Edge as a land instead of a spell is really, really key here.
I kind of like going for Liliana. If Liliana Ultimate is really good.
Ooh. Landtassiger. This is brutal. Having Fulminator Mage next turn, swinging for 2, Yamakiller's put himself in a spot right now where he has a huge diversity of threats. He has a Planeswalker in play that is threatening to win the game eventually. That has to be dealt with eventually. He's also really going to good at kicking off those tokens. We have Tassiger, which will win the game again eventually. Young Pyromancer, which will win the game eventually. And a Fulminator Mage is going to attack Francisco's land so he can't stabilize. I think this is a really, really good spot for Yamakiller right here.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the white source there. But I feel like going for the untap land might have been the best choice. I don't know.
Why did... Alright. I just don't know why there was an Inquisition cast right there.
I'm not sure. Got lost.
Hard cast Tassiger with no delve.
So this card is pretty relevant, so wherever you put it. So it's like draw 2 cards now or draw 3 cards later. And a land.
I think Esper Charm is the most powerful card in this bunch because it can also be an instant speed Mind Rot, which can really set... It can kind of... Because Francisco has plenty of cards in his hand, he just needs mana. So, with a fast clock...
Ashok. I like Ashok.
Yeah. Again, just a diversity of threats here. Oh, that's brutal.
It's Fulminator Mage, it's an Upcaster Mage.
Yeah, I think I would grab the Fulminator here, eat that Shambling Vent, and then just keep knocking those lands down.
But you can Snapcaster, Spell Pierce the Esper Charm,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the Esper Charm does. If Francisco wants to draw 2, yeah.
Yeah.
That's game. Nice.
I think either pick there was game.
So Fulminator Mage that I was not sure about actually won the game.
Now, Fulminator Mage is much better than something like Molten Rain or Pillage, but that was also on the play. On the draw, I think I'd want to cut a couple of those because if you can turn 3 after you turn 2 drop some sort of threat like a Bitter Blossom or a Young Pyromancer, and then or a Jace, and then turn 3 into attacking your opponent's mana base. I think that's a really unique strategy, but it doesn't work as well when you're on the draw.
I would probably been getting a Spell Bomb just for stopping Snapcaster and stopping Torrential Gearhulk and Bolt. Probably that, and cut something else. But this Yamakiller is probably better than me at playing this kind of strategies, so he probably knows better.
He's definitely a much better player than I am. I have
I see him play. It's like, damn, you.
I get to play against him next week on Wednesday.
Hardened Scales?
Hardened Scales versus Druid Karn. So that should be a fun one. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be a 10-minute win for Yamakiller, easy.
Well, he gets a pick on me, so it's fine.
And I feel like Hardened Scales is hard to play. It's like hard to see like the lines, because sometimes they're like really convoluted. Yeah. But once you get used to all the lines, the deck is really powerful.
Yes. My list's hope is to land a Teferi and bounce his threats, and then land a Karn and Stony Silence his entire board. But Karn can come down. If Karn comes down too late, the game is just over.
Yeah, Stony Silence is okay.
Well, I mean, Karn is Stony Silence.
Yeah, that's probably too slow. I mean, I beat fair share of Kataki with Hardened Scales before, and I'm a bad player of Hardened Scales.
I tried Hardened Scales a little bit. I didn't like I felt like it relied a little bit too hard on Inkmoth Nexus, and I preferred Classic Affinity to it. But Hardened Scales is actually much better than Classic Affinity. I just preferred Classic Affinity's feel.
Yeah, I like Classic Affinity. I played that for a while, like in the PPTQs. It's like whenever I wanted to be serious, I played like Affinity. Otherwise, I played like random decks that I felt like playing.
That's one thing actually I really do like about Modern. I mean, Hogak being too powerful aside, it's really, really neat how we have such a diversity of decks available to us. I mean, we're playing Singleton this week, but in the normal weeks, we have 19 different archetypes. 19 different archetypes across 20 players, with the only redundancy being Dredge. That's crazy. Team Ice certainly didn't plan that. Like, we didn't go out of our way to say, hey, we can't have any redundancy here. So it looks like you moved again. That's a sweet
charm. Alchemist Charm was sweet.
You're moving again.
You can see my cons boxes back there. With French and German boxes.
The chat gets to see you get big, then get small all over again.
So I like the spot of Yamakiller, even though it's missing a lot of land drops.
Yep.
But it has answered to few things.
I've played a lot of Sultai with Bitter Blossom and Tarmogoyf, and having a threat like that, like Bitter Blossom, and play against control, and then just being able to sit back and just hold up counter magic is really, really strong. Like, just the ability to be able to just ride a threat out, like you would know, like, as a Delver strategy, and that's what Yamakiller, I think, is kind of doing here with that Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, I think last year I played Grixis Delver at the GP, and I played with like 2 Bitter Blossom mainboard as my threat besides Delver and Turnip Nemesis, and like some of the games just like land Bitter Blossom and win.
Yep.
But I lost a game dying by my own Bitter Blossom.
That happens.
I had 2 out,
Miracles player, like Terminus twice, and I died.
I am not a fan of the Miracle card style. Oh,
I think the mechanic is fine. It's just like how easily you can abuse them.
Yeah. Well, Brainstorm, Opt, Sierra Visions. It's just Jace. I mean, there's so many ways to take advantage of that Miracle mechanic. But this is a really strong clock that Yamakiller's smashing in with here. And again, Team Ice and Team Fire are tied up until this point, and both these players are undefeated in the Modern Streamers League. So one of them will be falling very shortly. Yep. It's not going to do it.
Yeah, you can just Liliana's Triumph or just attack.
He can just attack and he wins.
Slaughter Pact might do it. Just a show off Ashiok.
Yep. Well, Ashiok is a pretty sweet, fun card.
It's just waiting for Francisco to concede. Yeah, not even Slaughter Pact would do it.
Nope. There we go.
All the lands.
All the lands. Hey, Kat. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thanks.
So, what did you think of that matchup, Andrea? Like, now that you guys are now in the lead again, Team Fire having a 5-4 lead on the week with a tied weekly 1-to-1 ratio here. If Team Fire wins the next match against me, they win the week. If I win the next match as a Team Ice representative, this will be a tie, and if that's the case, then we will be through 30 matches evenly split 15-15. So the best Team Ice can hope for is a tie to walk away with, but I know you two are really rooting for Team Fire to win a week and go up ahead 2-1 in the Streamers League.
Yes.
So
Go Team Fire. That's all I got.
So we will take a quick break, and then we will get back with the forecast of Doom, and then the final match for the night, and then a quick little powwow to wish you all good night. So we will be back in a jiff. Okay, I'm gonna jump into the forecast of Doom, and then I will jump over, and you two can do the last match. Welcome back to the Forecast of Doom, very special edition. The winner of this determines the week, whether it's a tie or whether Team Fire walks away with week 3 in the bag. So Susurrus has a 15 gates, very powerful, very inevitable strategy here. And as Capolo mentioned earlier in this stream, Singleton seems to favor decks that go over the top. Every aggro deck has lost so far, and this 15 gates deck has a very great inevitability plan, including Sphinx's Revelation. On my side of the table, I have a Sultai mid-range deck, which looks a lot like some of the Sultai Traverse decks I played in the past, with a Tarmogoyf, Threat, Liliana Core, and some discard. Now, my key to victory here is to try to get under and then disrupt with Blackmail, with Thoughtseize, with Inquisition, and a Liliana to keep Susurrus off tempo. So, we get some extra commentary here. Where is he? Where is he? You see him? There he goes. So Sawyer is giving additional forecast. He's wishing me very good luck. He wants me to win this match. So let's see. Let's see how it all plays out.
All right, and we're back with some cool. I'm really excited to see this Gates deck. I think this looks sick. It's a very Susurrus style build with crazy things going on.
Yeah, I love this gate deck. I was actually considering to build like a commander deck, but I'd never play commander and just like play like all the old gate meta cards or new gate meta cards that I have lying around, and this strategy looks sweet.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it looks super fun, and I'm excited to see how it goes. I always love Susurrus' commitment to his prison Mike persona. Always wearing the bandana whenever he streams. It's great. I like this hand. I think it does a lot of. What else are you gonna ask for out of this hand? I don't know. This deck definitely wants. Yeah, but it's well, you have doesn't Plaza Harmony make? Oh
it's
no!
Color of the gates that you control.
So we'll have to probably like scrying for like a blue gate.
Yes. Right. Blue. Black? Do we have any like black cards in the main board? We do not. But we need them for the Mez's hand win condition to have all the gates.
Yeah. So we probably just want like a Samek, maybe. I guess I think you're right. Probably blue black.
Yeah. Also, a nice addition to the Mez's hand deck is Gateway Plaza, because before we had only 10 gates and now we actually have 11 gates.
That is very cool.
If one lands get like destroyed or exiled, you can still win with Mez's hand, whether before you could not. Going for Simic.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, you don't need black. You just need it for the win condition of Mez's hand. There's nothing that actually cares about black mana. Gather Plus is actually better.
So...
And you can either play Plaza of Harmony and Excavator or just play the Plaza, but I think you have time.
And Gateway Plaza is like a true 5-color land, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that since he knows what Mike's deck list is, that he realizes that he probably has like a solid amount of time to be able to do whatever he wants. It's pretty grindy. And now the Plaza of Harmony taps for any color, right?
Correct.
How that works? Okay. And into the north?
Yes.
Alright, okay.
Get Dark Depths, get DQ'd.
Right? Medium depths, hope your opponent doesn't know what it does, and then have someone next to you see it and then get DQ'd. Gotta go for the long con.
I think here you go for Guild Summit probably and draw a card with Seeming Guild Gate.
Yeah, I think that definitely seems reasonable.
Start the value engine going before Mike can get set up to do anything.
Yep.
Ooh, Crackling Perimeter. Stop one gate. Deals 1 damage to each opponent.
Okay, it's interesting. That's a win con.
Yeah.
That is definitely a win con. Alright.
Garruk is annoying, for sure. It's gonna be hard to deal with Garruk here. Oh, that was rough.
Oh.
A whiff with Avish Rejuvenator. Okay, another gate is good.
Okay, it's very good.
Yeah, with the change of the Planeswalker rule, Kraken Perimeter cannot kill Garruk anymore. That would have been nice if we had the old rules.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely liked the old rules. I didn't like the ley line, like you could protect your Planeswalker part, but I liked being able to like my Chandra deals with your Chandra, and it's like a recurring thing instead of it being like, oh yeah, whoever lands the Chandra first wins.
Yeah, they had to change it because I think it was confusing for like new player to have like you can deal damage to a player, but then the player is the other Plane, so it's not the player but it's the Planeswalker, so it's kind of confusing.
Definitely, and it was definitely annoying to have them protected behind like ley line effects and stuff.
Oh, Radiant Plains, the guy's a 4/4.
Oh, he's already. Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Are there any other sweepers in the main deck? Nope.
Just Radiant Flames?
Yeah, Radiant Flames, Anger of the Gods. And I guess you can go for Scape Shift and do nothing useful.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably game. Trying to see if there's like any other out to the. I mean, if he draws Anger of the Gods, no, because the next turn is gonna be at. Is it gonna be 7/7 or 8/8? I mean, that's protection from everything.
Yeah, so that won't even work. It becomes
6/6. Protection, and protection is damage as well.
Yeah, he doesn't have any like non-damage base wraths.
Not in the main deck. And not in the sideboard either. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I guess try to raise with Kraken Perimeter.
We have a lot of gates.
It's 4. It's not enough. It's 4-turn
Definitely
clock.
not enough.
Whether they have 4-turn clock, but counting this turn.
Yeah.
So both 4-turn clocks, but Mike has the advantage on being the first one going in for it.
Yeah, definitely agree. Yep, going all out on this Hex Shrinker definitely makes sense.
I mean, there's no way from Susurrus to get rid of it.
You can try to like gain some life with the Sphinx's, but then like slows down his clock with that perimeter, so it's like awkward.
You can gain 4 life, but yeah, it's probably not worth it. Susurrus doesn't look happy at all.
Nope. Yeah, we probably want to clear these like wolves, right? And then play this Oracle. If playing Oracle is going to be our line.
Yeah, but then we use the random up excavator, I think.
Oh. Maybe we were supposed to play it for 2 different colors of mana?
We could not, because one of
For
the
the
other
wolves,
creatures...
3/3s?
Yeah, I think either the wolf or the other creature was a 3/3, I don't remember right now.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, Sspiderspace is not very, does not seem very excited about this current board state.
So we have 4 gates. If we have Oracle and Azusa, we can play 4 lands. That's still not enough.
No.
Yeah, it's probably game.
This Hex Drinker was gas.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yep, let's try to draw some cards.
So we're still alive for one more turn.
Nope.
Yeah,
We're still alive for a turn, right?
Yeah.
6. Yeah. That's 10 power on board. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we'll figure it out.
Let's go to Mike's house and disconnect him. Turn off his computer.
Oh yeah, right. Sabotage from the inside. Go Team Fire!
Fair magic by disconnecting computers.
What's up, Smurf? In the chat. Smurf always lurks on Twitch. Alright, we go to... How does Maze's End read?
I don't know the exact text, but you need to activate it and get a gate, and you put it into play. And if you control 10 different name gates, you win the game.
Okay.
I don't know the exact text, but you need to activate Maze's End and get before winning the game. You don't need to get the gate necessarily, but you need to activate Maze's End in order to win the game.
Gotcha.
Just try to go for something, but I don't think he has any out.
Yeah. I think this deck's sweet though. This Gaze deck is really cool.
Yeah, it just didn't have the answer to the Planeswalker. I think the Source of Spyglass has to come in against Mike.
Agreed.
He has like too many Planeswalkers. It's Liliana, 2 Gyrox, Vraska, Nissa.
Yeah, there's a lot of Planeswalkers. Definitely want Spyglass. But,
Oh, Gate Ablaze, I didn't notice the card. It wasn't in the main board? Oh, yeah, it was in the main board. So it was an answer to the
Extra
snake.
before he pumped it up. Yeah, you're right.
I missed that card from the deck list. Oh, this hand, I don't like it.
Me either. Me either.
We'll probably keep this just because you have Sylvan's Crying.
Yeah, but it's still rough.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Probably have to... Yeah, Rangers seems pretty bad.
Mishra's Bubble. The best card draw spell for Abzan. And Sultai, apparently.
Yeah, he's playing Tarmogoyf. Like, it makes sense to me. Prime time, 6 drop. That's exactly what we needed with this 2-land hand.
Okay.
Yep. That makes sense.
I was tempted to get a basic.
Why?
Just because you can cast Azusa, and if you draw another land, you can cast.
That's interesting, yeah.
Blackmail.
Yep, we don't want to show our ramp, and we don't want to show our guild gate.
Can you reveal lands with blackmail? Yeah.
Yep, yeah, you can. Grim player's good. Alright, we need to draw a land.
It's so interesting, like, with this Singleton. Like, I don't think I've ever seen blackmail cast in Modern before.
I've played against 8 rock players that have cast blackmail against me.
I've seen 8 rock decks and I played against, but I've never seen blackmail cast.
I played against like this like 12-year-old in like a classic that was just like had his little budget 8 rack deck, and he's like, "This is really fun," and I was like, "Oh Lord!"
Who's raising that monster?
Right? He was having so much fun. I'm just sitting there like, I don't. All right, cool.
I know people that enjoy that strategy.
I did win. I was playing blue white, which is a good matchup for 8 rack, but he definitely got a game on me because if you're just on the play, they just get you.
And a quick concession of like missing the 4th land drop, and the writing was on the wall.
Yep. So it looks like.
You should bubble pump your Tarmogoyf and your Green Flayer, so yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was your deck is sweet. That was the super fun from your side, but Michael's deck was also really sweet. I think that was an interesting concept. Maze's End.
If I didn't end those games when I did, like he stumbled a little bit game 1, but game 2, if I didn't have that fast start, if I gave him time, that game was over because that crackling, whatever he taps the gate, pings 1 is unstoppable late game. Like that is a Karn.
Yeah.
That is a Karn effect late game.
I wish we got to see more of both decks. Was like game 2 was like too short. I wish we had a rematch to see the games again.
Yeah, Mike, come on, you're winning too fast. You gotta give the people what they want, which is magic. Gotta give them more magic.
Yeah, I want to see magic. I don't want to see like opponent gets mana screw and you win.
I put 10 power in play and he conceded. He wasn't dead yet, so we could have had one more turn.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
With 0 outs.
It's 0 outs. You know, it's Singleton magic. It's 6/7 Tarmogoyf and a 4/4 Grim Flare. You know, it's all right.
That's fine. If you'd played against Mono Black Devotion, you would have gotten crushed.
I think I might have.
Just make sure.
I think I might have.
We should play it for fun whenever you have some time.
We should maybe even stream it or something. I still want to do that. We're still going to do. We're going to do it. Everyone's been interested in that Modern Streamers League Singleton edition. Probably a single elimination 1-night tournament, maybe with a cut to top 8 for a second night or something to that effect. But if we can get like all 20 players back for that one night, that'd be pretty sweet, I think.
Yeah, I can put the word out. There are a lot of like modern streamers that are brewers and are like not part of this league that could join us for some extra people, extra fun.
Well, I know Davius
more deck lists,
and I know Garrett are definitely in because they both love the Singleton brewing. So
yeah, I'm definitely down. I think it'll be super fun.
I'm in.
Perfect. So I want to give another last evening shout out to our sponsors who keep the lights on, Card Hoarder and Card Kingdom. They are the choice that I use personally, which is why I sought them out to be sponsors for this league, because I want to be sponsored by product and by companies that I actually use. Also, check out our charities, right below. Give them money. They deserve it. I know Andrea has already given a ton of money with those 15 subs he supported, so people can get those sweet, sweet emotes. That sub money is going to charity. So I would like to... any final closing thoughts, Kat?
This was super fun. Singleton's great. I'm super excited for that stuff in the fall. And then back to Phoenix next week.
Mm-hmm. Andrea?
It's been great. Singleton is just good at brewing. Kind of also built like better relationship in the team just discussing this. So it was great. And I'm looking forward to the second season where I can get off from Jeskai Sahili and play something more combo-ish probably. Because I don't want to be 0-5. So I need to win the next two. Against NobleMurloc is probably going to be easy.
Go Team Fire!
So for those who don't know, we are going to be back on schedule for the next 2 weeks with regular Modern. We will take a 1-week break for GP Vegas, and then we will be back on track with the second season of our show, which is the second 5-week season, which will have the same exact format, but we will have new deck lists for that season. So next week, tune in. We will have regular Modern decks and have a lot of fun. Right now, Team Ice, 1 win. Team Fire, 1 win. And we have a tie. We are 15 matches to 15 matches after 30 matches of Modern play. It's unbelievable how amazingly great all these players are. So I would like to wish everybody a great evening, and I will see you all Monday night.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Monday.